free port of Havia, having just dealt with one of the counselors there, one Sentia Martialis, who had been fomenting a demon cult inside the city. Nipia Creshes had contacted the party and asked you guys to look into and then deal with it. Unfortunately, that went a little bit sideways, and you found yourselves in a labyrinth while Nipia lost his mind. You made your way back to Havia, eventually, and with the help of another counselor, Furlafons Dell, you managed to corner Sentia in a warehouse and kill her. Unfortunately, you also happened to kill her hostage, Nipia, at the same fight. But the temple in town, the Azazel was able to bring him back. And upon his resurrection, he went off with Furlafons to the halls of fortitude to deal with the fallout of a demon cult being one of their leaders. You guys still have about 6 days before the Glorioso will be ready to make sail for Evrevia. So what do you guys do now? You're sitting there just outside the 8th Azale. It is somewhat late in the evening. Very late.
We head over to that flower shop.
All the shops are closed.
The one that Sentia owned. That had the demon thing in the back.
Yeah. Sure, you guys could start heading that way. I will need con saves from everyone for the forced march of going there.
Oh, that's right. I forgot it was end of day. Never
Yes.
mind. Go back to the hotel. I thought it was.
Let's do it
earlier.
a different day.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Just sleepy
I
time.
forgot that we closed right at the end of the day. But yeah,
We
go
did,
back
yes.
to the cup.
Alright, yeah. You guys go back to the Shouting Cup. Cobblestone has your rooms all set up for you. Do you guys all go to sleep, or are any of you keeping a watch?
Yep.
Keep a watch.
Lucina will wake up during third shift.
You take first. Any other volunteers, or is it just me and Lucina?
I'll take whichever one you want me to take. I don't care, personally.
All right. Anybody else here?
I am here. If you want me to take watch, I can.
Okay. Did you change your character name?
Oh shit, I forgot. Let me change that.
No, you're good.
Alrighty. Lucina, what's your passive perception?
I want to say it's 16? Let me double check.
Yeah, it's 16.
17.
Ooh,
Oh, you leveled
17.
up.
The night passes without incident. Morning comes. You guys have had a successful long rest.
That's just under updating our passives in his notes. He doesn't actually need to know it for anything important.
Yeah,
So he
he's
can
just
update
being
it in his
super
notes.
covert about the update.
You'll never know.
All right, now I'd like to head to the flower shop.
Sure. You head to the flower shop.
Probably closed, eh?
It is closed.
Is there any bureaucratic paperwork on the front door?
There is. It's a notice that they have. Well, it was posted 3 days ago. They have 5, and when they posted, they had 5 days to actually pay their rent, or their shop was going to get evicted.
Oh, excellent. Where's the address for the rent?
There is not one listed.
Okay.
It's a note to the person renting, so presumably they would know where the landlord is.
Yep. Well, time to do some research.
Why?
Well, I figured why go through the trouble of having to buy a workshop when we could just probably take this one since it's going to go into foreclosure.
Buy a workshop?
Do you not remember our DMs?
Ah, yes,
Ah.
that. Okay.
I'm waiting for a little more setup, but I figured you'd at least be better to have clued in. So yeah, I would like to do some investigating to see if we can locate the title holder of the property. Like the actual owner of the property, not like a
Yeah, well, property records are
landlord
kept in the
management or
halls of
anything like that.
fortitude. You know, you
Yep.
go to the town clerk and pull property deeds for it, and they'll tell you who owns it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Is Sentia the actual owner, or have we not gotten that far yet?
You have no idea. Someone posted presumably Sentia wouldn't evict her own demon cult, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Demons are chaotic evil, and evicting your own cult sounds pretty chaotic evil.
Asserting dominance kind of thing. I know
Yeah,
you guys work for me, but you also have to pay me.
Yeah, you guys work for me and I don't pay you, and I'm not pleased with your progress, so I'm going to evict you in an effort to sabotage your work so that you have to work harder.
All right, so let's go to the Hall of Fortitude and see if we can get a land contract information on this
Okay.
particular structure.
Yeah, you can head over there. There is a 2 gold fee for doing a document search
All right, is that per head or just for
per property.
You know,
Like for them to go through, find the deed, pull it, and give you a copy of it. It's 2 gold.
oh, okay, yeah, easy.
Yeah,
I pay.
Yeah, so it takes you guys like an hour to go over there. It takes them about an hour to find the deed and jot down a quick copy of it. The clerk hands it off to you. You are one of like 7 people there doing the exact same thing, looking up who owns different properties. It is an entirely routine function of this office.
So we're not standing out like a sore thumb of a group of adventurers.
You
parading
do
around
stand
the
out.
doing
You are
weird
the only
shit.
ones in armor. Everyone else is
Yeah.
dressed in day clothes or the like, and you do draw stares. The guards seem to patrol that area of the building a lot more frequently when you're in there waiting.
Well, you can't tell Friedman's wearing an armor. He's wearing it under.
Well, presumably the party's with you, or at least some of the party is.
Yeah, if Lucina's with me, she doesn't blend.
You guys stand out as adventurers. This doesn't
Oh, I
affect the service you get, but the guards do take note, and they do be sure to be on hand in case something happens.
We cause trouble. We're known for that, unfortunately. Or fortunately, one of the two. Trouble's fun. All right, so now we have the deed. Who is the lovely lady or man in charge of that property? Or is it a holding? It's probably a holding. Why would it be easy?
It is a name of Abuntuous Hilarious.
Does that name come up at all? Is it anybody that we would know, or is it just the name for us right now?
Well, that's the name on the deed.
All right. Well, then
I mean,
guess we'll
I
go
assume
to-
you guys have notes, so you can tell me whether or not that name stands out to you.
I don't recognize it from mine, so let me. Well, I actually don't have my notes up, and I was letting my dog outside. Hang on, I just have to untangle the threads here and find the caveat. What was the name again?
It's in chat.
Oh, apologies.
Abundantius
Okay.
Hilarious.
Don't know it. Okay, so then we will go and I guess look for this guy. I guess we're in the right place to find where his residence is. Or a port of call or an office of some sort, if he's a property owner.
So you're just asking around, or what?
Well, figured if we're in a city hall of some sort, there'd be some record of him owning other businesses, yes? Or a main office that he uses. So yeah, I guess asking around here.
Okay. I mean, you could do a record search on the guy. It's another 2 gold.
Okay.
All right. Another hour passes. Yeah. Yeah, he owns a like a financing trade insurance company. Basically, if you're a merchant and you want to do like a long range um trade mission by boat, you can buy insurance on the boat at his office.
Ah, well, let's head over to his office then. Meet the man.
Okay. Yeah, so you go there. There is an elven receptionist. You know, as you walk in, and asks you if you have an appointment.
No, we're just a walk-in. I was wondering if we could meet up with Abuntia Solurius. That's such a Gilbert name.
Why? Because it's Roman?
Just a fuzz, yeah.
I see. Well, he doesn't see anyone without an appointment. Would you like to make an appointment?
Yeah.
Excellent. We do have a. He has an hour open this afternoon.
All right. We can come back. We have other things to do.
And what is the nature of the meeting?
Interested in purchasing a piece of property from him.
Very well. Is there some reason you're still here?
Nope. So we have other things to do. So once we do that, we'll head out, and then I guess we'll head to the hall real quick and check on the progress of the shenanigans we unraveled.
Oh, yeah, they're in closed session and have been since last night.
Yeah. Well, then I guess just some.
This is unusual
perusing?
in Havia.
Yep, I was gonna say just some perusing then to see what the state of the civilians are. Kill
I
some
mean,
time.
yeah, you guys can kind of just browse around in the city. The city does not really seem to be reacting over much. While it is unusual that the central diet's ensconced in closed session, it's not unheard of. It's not unprecedented. Typically, when there's something tumultuous going on, is when that happens. There is a betting pool on what the reason is. Payout is 2-1 that the loser dynasty has declared war on them again.
All right. Well, then let's put a bet on the long shots here and find a bookie.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like there's like bookies, like there are like odds for this. Hang on. So let's see. Payout is 2-1. Loser dynasty declared war. 4-1 that it's of Revia. There is a 10-1 that a trade agreement has actually been reached with the Dragon Throne. Everyone laughs when they see that because they're like mortal enemies of Havia.
So it's just kind of a meme bet that everybody puts a gold on for the fun of it.
It's more like it's been like the running gag ever since the last time the Dragon Throne tried to like invade across the Great Inner Sea. That oh yeah, we've made an actual trade pact with them. Ha ha ha.
All right. Well, what's the odds on a council member has died because of being a leader of a demon cult?
So that a counselor has died is 2-1. That they were assassinated is 4-1. Are you specifically asking a bookie about being murdered by a demon cult?
I don't know if I want to be that
just
specific.
leak
It's a little...
classified government information to the betting pool. Yeah, we'd like to bet that one council member was killed by a demon cult, and then that demon cult council member was killed by adventurers.
Like, they do a custom bet, but you need to tell them what your bet is. and they'll tell you what the odds they'll give you on that are.
Let's go as gray as possible, but as specific as possible. So, a council member is dead, a demon cult is involved, and somebody was mind controlled. Let's see what we get for results on our return on that bet.
I don't think you're going to get much on someone who was mind controlled. I have a feeling that's something that would sweep under the rug.
I mean, nah, it'd be pretty hard because Nipia was against Sentia for the longest time. Then all of a sudden they were working together. It'd be very hard to sweep that under the rug. Like, that's going to have to come out that he wasn't himself. I mean, that's one of the pivotal points of why she's dead.
So your bet is, to clarify, Counselor is dead. There's demon cult and mind control involved.
Yes.
All right. You know, he hems and haws, kind of scratches a little bit in this little black book he has, and then he says, I'll pay out at 31-1 for that.
All right. How much gold do we have laying around right now?
Put 300 in.
All right, I got 100, so that's 400. Anybody else have gold laying around?
I got 100 I can put in.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Okay, so you only have 100.
How much do you
Lucina,
want me
not
to put
300?
in?
Because I can get up to 200 if I shuffle some funds around. But I don't want to bet on our
I have 406.
You have 406 gold? Okay, 600 gold then.
We're putting a total of 600. Yeah, I'm only putting 100 in. I said we should put a total of 300 in.
Oh, okay. No, total of 600. 200 from me, 100 from Lucina, 300 from
Okay.
Itfan.
Okay.
Not like that's going to raise any red flags, right, Under?
No, not at all. So yeah, you place your bet. The bookie takes your gold. He tells you that usually these sessions, since you appear to be foreigners, these sessions usually last until an evening, and then there will be a like town criers telling what actually happened. So see him once they come out of their conclave, and we find out who wins.
All right. So then just to verify, Itfan, you minus 300, Lucina, you minus 100, I'm minus 200.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay, just so that we have that taken accounted for. I mean, we're going to get it back, but... All right, well, now we have time to kill. Waiting for the appointment in the evening, so if anybody wants to do anything. Or afternoon, I guess, technically.
This will take more than evening, but DM question. Is the Tome of Leadership and Influence just a one-time use, or can multiple people use it?
It can only be used by one person at a time. And when it's used, it goes inert for 100 years.
Okay.
That's why you gave it to Lucina.
I did?
Oh, you did?
No?
Yeah,
I'm
you
pretty
used
sure
it
I
to
used it.
increase your stats and then gave the deactivated book tonight.
Oh. Okay.
You remembered to increase your stats, right?
I did increase my stats.
Okay,
I
that's
just don't-
good.
I just don't remember giving the deactivated book to you.
Yeah, you
we-
did. You did say you gave it to him.
Yeah, we discussed that. It
Okay.
did happen.
So, do you guys do anything in town, or just wait for your afternoon appointment?
Nothing really comes to mind other than maybe sitting down with Stein and discussing the origins of the yellow powder that we have possession of, and explain to him the machine that we came across. And is there anything I can do to better recall and draw up a schematic of that thing with my channel divinity? It's knowledge of ages. As an action, I gain proficiency with a chosen skill or tool. I was wondering if I can use that as a, like a memory enhancer, sort of.
Well, no, it wouldn't. It would definitely help you with being able to draw a useful diagram of something you remember, but it doesn't actually enhance your memory. You'd be looking more at like the keen mind feeling. That's something where keen mind would actually have a use.
Yeah. Okay, so then I'll just be relying on...
It would be basically just a flat int check.
Alright. Lucini, you want to enhance me?
Enhance.
Alright. Then, yeah.
Enhance. Enhance.
Alright, I'll flip the image around a little bit.
Zoom in 10 pixels at a time. Alright, so usually just flat intelligence.
Yeah.
Okay. And can I guidance myself while I'm drawing?
I'm gonna say yes. You can guide yourself. This isn't for the drawing. This is for your memory. This is how well you can. And do remind me, what machine are you talking about?
When we invaded the Fey Fortress the second time we went in, they had all the yellow powder everywhere, and then there was that alchemical brewery stand kind of thing. That looked like they were using as a distribution method to aerosolize it.
Okay.
It was distillery ruffles.
Yeah.
It was just a basic. It was an alchemy kit, is what it was. It was just a set of alchemy tools.
Well, you said that it was slightly different than it was like a distillery station, but it was different than how you would use a normal distillery station. There was things that were different about it, so that's what I'm trying to remember.
Okay, sure. I know what you mean. Yeah, go ahead and make your in check. Okay, yeah, you're pretty sure you remember, how it looked, or it deviated from being just a simple still. It had long. It had a. Instead of the condenser coil kind of just coming out and that's where you would collect it, it instead kind of spread it out between a couple of glass plates, and that it would then evaporate onto the glass, so you could scrape off the powder residue.
Okay. So then, yeah, I'll work up a drawing design for that, and then, again, explaining to Dr. Stein how we came across this powder, the specifics of it, and
You're talking about the mushroom powder, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Our thunder stuff.
Yeah.
And then working out a possible mechanics of how it was developed from, because we could tell when the powder gets wet, it turns into the screaming mushrooms. So therefore, that this yellow powder is definitely this spore, and therefore it can be grown and multiplied, but not easily. It would have to be in a very well-controlled environment, and would also need to be, natured or nurtured by reasonably intelligent alchemists. So that would be the next order of business before our meeting, is seeing if we can hire some alchemists in town.
Okay. So yeah, you can definitely draw that up. You can tell Dr. Stein, all that you remember.
All right. Then yeah. So then if we have enough time before the afternoon appointment with our potential either landlord or deed exchange person, then yeah, I'd like to see if there's any free alchemists in the free city of Haviat.
Why do you want another alchemist?
Not to come with the party, one to stay here. There's a permanent workshop that we can set up to produce the powder.
I would prefer to go with you because if we're gonna have somebody working on my experiments, I prefer to be there.
Oh, absolutely. That's why I was explaining to you the ins and outs of this distillery system, and that way you can elaborate to them exactly how you want it done, because we're going to buy a workshop here and have them produce it here instead of, anywhere that's related to us, i.e. Free City. It's not associated directly with us, so if they blow up the damn place, it's not tied to us directly. Is forgery intelligence? Because I have buffed intelligence right now, so could I forge up some
Believe
What
it's-
kind of
nomenclatures?
forgery?
Forgery.
There's two different kinds.
Documentation. But anyway, Under, what were you saying?
that yes, it is intelligence
Okay.
based.
Well, then while I'm enhanced, I will forge up a set of 3 or 4 documents for Stein, myself, and Lucina to give us different names to disassociate it from our direct ties to Lushingworth, because we're knighted there, or at least Lucina and I are.
Okay. So other than just making up some name tags that say "Hello, my name is fake name," what kind of documents are you actually creating?
Well, what kind of documentation do they use really here?
For
Other
what?
than nobility for identification.
They don't. There's no
Okay,
ID
well
card.
then,
I
never
mean,
mind.
this ain't like you need a birth certificate and a social security card.
But
Well, I was
you know,
thinking more of nobility
nobles.
style. Yeah.
Yeah, except that Havia is a republic. It doesn't actually have nobles.
Yeah, but I'm not. I suppose, yeah, okay, so then they don't have any sort of citizenship paperwork, and if they do, it's already in the hall. So it'd be if we
Pretty
were coming in as foreign
much.
nationals.
Yeah, like, they recognize that you're foreign by your demeanor. You know, you're
Well, they don't recognize
obviously
that I'm
not.
foreign.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean. In general, the party appears as foreign because they don't act like Havians, which is fine. They are foreign. You're.
As for where we're from, it doesn't matter.
I mean, to them, not really. You know,
Okay, then
you aren't breaking
never
any
mind.
laws, so they don't care.
Well, then never mind. It's a moot point. If it's not that big of a deal.
It
So then, yeah,
really
we'll
isn't.
wait for the appointment. Or actually, I guess we could go alchemist shopping real quick with Stein, myself, and Lucina. If Ben can come, Mujio can come. Wherever Pete is, he's probably with us. So yeah, just as a party, go look for some alchemists for hire. Yeah, scratch the whole
Okay.
forgery idea.
Sure. So why don't you guys? You know, there'll be a couple of checks involved with locating a decent alchemist. First, I'm going to say it's going to be a investigation check, and then an insight check, and then a persuasion check. Now, you said you were going there as a
Alright.
party, so I don't care who makes the rolls, but I want those 3 rolls made.
Okay. Well, then I'll start with investigation because I can kind of cheese that one a little bit. Because it wouldn't have been more than an hour for me to draw that drawing, right?
Sure.
All right. Investigation. Enhanced.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Lucini probably can get the other 2. If you're back.
What are the other?
I
two?
certainly can't. Insight and persuasion. I don't have it. I mean, I have 5 insight
Yeah,
and a
they
1 persuasion. So
yeah, I don't. Have
yeah,
any of those.
I mean, I could do the insight, but it's definitely going to be better if Lucina does them.
Yeah. Tina is our charisma roll.
Hmm.
Wonder where Gilbert got off to. I bet you somebody
Messina,
brought
you have
food in.
better charisma than me, right?
I think he has proficiency. Do you have proficiency in persuasion?
And yeah,
What's your persuasion roll? You're
plus
both
10.
charisma based.
Well,
Okay, then yeah, you can roll the persuasion. Go ahead. Just roll. Yeah,
Okay.
roll your persuasion check. So Itfan's doing persuasion under,
Yeah, I'll give
and then
you
I guess
guidance.
I'll
Okay.
just. No, don't guidance. I guess I'll roll the insight.
All right.
But you only have plus 5 on insight?
Yeah, I'm not a wisdom. I just have proficiency in it. I have a +1 wisdom.
I have proficiency in insight and plus 6.
Oh, that's fine.
It's too late. The roll has been made.
I got 24. I think
Yeah,
that's
that's
good
pretty
enough.
Alrighty. So yeah, you guys look around. You ask around a bit in the bars over the lunch break. And you get a couple of names, but really, a couple of them they're okay, but they're really more like kind of like technician guys. No one you'd want running something experimental. They're very much like they'll come and make salves for healing kits and healing potions, that type of thing. But someone who does seem to have somewhat of a reputation for experimentation and oddities involved with alchemy is a tiefling woman named Jezebel.
Huh. Well, then let's find Jezebel.
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah. You ask around a bit. Last you heard, she was trying to sell the guild of what do they call them? The Guild of Explorers, Arcanists, and Surveyors on attempting to retrieve materials from the bottom of the Great Inner Sea. Alchemical type components from down there. It's largely unexplored, and she thinks some novel compounds might be able to be found there. But because of her reputation as kind of this weird, out there experimentalist, no one's really interested. Mostly because, the last time someone went on an expedition of that type, no one survived.
It wasn't a ship that was renamed the Peaceful Intentions, was it?
No. No, to get to the Greater Sea, you would have to go overland to the west through the Adari cairns, and then you would get to the shores of the Great Inner Sea.
No, I was making because it was on alchemical supplies on it.
Ah.
And there's said to be rare alchemy supplies there, or agents there.
Well, no, she's postulating that, given the unknown of the depths of the Great Inner Sea, that there might be useful but unknown alchemical compounds down there.
Sounds like a plan to me. Let's go.
What? Do you have any idea what we're looking for her for? Like, genuinely, mister, do you know what's going on? Out of character,
Yeah.
mister.
She's the potential alchemy candidate, but she wants us to investigate something else first.
No. She's trying to sell the idea to the Adventurers Guild, essentially. Not to us.
That's why
Well,
she's
let's do
known.
it.
Because we already know what we need her for. And we're gonna pay her.
We're still gonna do that though.
Yeah, we can check it out eventually. Like, we can, hear her spiel and put it in our, our quest log, essentially. But they're not heading there right now. We have other things to do.
Like what? What's more important than thundering knowledge?
Potentially inciting a war with Erevria by pissing them off for the fun of it.
See that? No. This will advance us as a group more than starting a war with somebody that we don't even belong with. We ain't even part of. Stein really wants to do this. He's an
Well, don't we
alchemist.
have some time
really
before we
looks
have
good.
to do the
I
review stuff?
understand that, but it's like completely upended from what we're currently doing. I have no problem doing it eventually,
I mean,
but
we
it's
don't
not
know-
it's not on the current docket. That's why I'm
but I mean,
pausing right
yeah,
now.
but we don't have anything currently we're doing. We
Yes,
just killed
we
the
do.
chick, and then
We killed the chick on the way to the thing we're doing. We're going to investigate Erevria for the Baron of Blushingworth. That's our task. That's been the goal since we left Blushingworth on the ship and went to Haviat the first time. I was joking when I said potentially inciting a war with Erevria. That was sarcasm. I did not mean that as intended.
yes, but
Like, that was just me
yes,
joking around.
yes,
Because
but
we're going to
it's
investigate
a
it.
great side quest that we could do, and it will help us in the long run.
Yeah, okay. And I guess Reverie is on the west side, right? If I remember the map correctly.
It's biased towards the west side. The path to Glorioso is going to take is actually to go north along the east coast, because and
then
up
take
in
landfall.
well, there's a Bronze Bay, which opens up to the Cracked Sea on the east side, and Evrevia has settlements inside the Bronze Bay. So the idea was, rather than trying to go across the Wasiago Ocean, bypassing the entire other continent, and then crossing another ocean to get there, they were just going to go north along the coast and then just hop into their eastern ports. They have east and west ports.
Okay. So, how about this, Stein? We get her set up with the alchemy stuff here, get her on payroll. Then we head up to Erevria, head through Erevria, and book another ship. And while we're going through Erevria, we do a little bit of research and recon. The target being the Western Sea. We have to cross the continent anyway. So we might as well do it in Erevria, where we can, also pick up information. Does that make sense?
It depends on if she'll join us without us doing that first.
I don't think... I'm talking about giving her a paycheck. I'm literally talking about just giving her money to do this. We're about to have a huge windfall of money. So giving her a 1,000 gold a year salary, which is a lot, is nothing for what the amount of money that we're going to have is, if that makes sense.
What have I walked into?
Weird argument.
So we're looking for an alchemist to hire and do for the experimental of creating more mushroom powder. And she was pitching a idea to the adventure or the explorers, alchemist, and whatever the guild is, that there might be potential alchemy resources on the Great Western Sea, like the seabed. And she was recommending an adventure, Guild of Explorers, Arcanists, and Surveyors, them guys. She's pitching we're walking up on her trying to pitch to them that there's potentially alchemy supplies of an unknown quality, quantity, and magnitude on the Western, sea.
Point of
because nobody's
clarification: you're
explored.
not walking up on her pitching this. This is why
Yeah.
she's known in the town. This is how you hear about her. Is like you're in a
Okay.
tavern, talk to people like you need a good alchemist, someone who can do experimentation. Like, oh well, have you heard about Jezebel? She's been trying to get the guild to go along with her on this expedition type deal.
Okay. So essentially, we're looking for her to hire as an alchemist, and then the point of interest of the alchemy supplies came up, and Mister's character is genuinely interested in that. So I suggested that we walk across to Revria, get the information, and then get another ship on the western coast of Revria and hire as an exploratory mission to go investigate the potential alchemy supplies she's been discussing with people in the town. Meanwhile, we'll hire her to stay in town and begin the process of reproducing and going through the experimental stages of reproducing the mushroom powder. Sounds like we're trying to make drugs, honestly, when I say mushroom powder.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's what you walked in on. And so then I was pitching to Mister that, it's not going to be a matter of will she work for us if we don't do this quest. It's more of like, we're not hiring her because of the quest. We're taking the quest because we heard of her. Or we're hiring her for a separate reason, and we're going to be paying her separately for that reason. If that makes sense, Mister.
Effectively,
Yeah.
the idea is we're both hiring each other. She's hiring us for the seafloor. We're hiring her for the lab.
Yes. We can handle the adventuring and exploring part. It might take us several months. That's why I'm saying, a year or two of salary for her, and then maybe pick up a couple of sending scrolls so that we can communicate with her to see her progress.
Might I propose that instead of paying her a year or two of salary when we might
Yeah.
be disappearing, Underdark, is it possible to set up through either the rudimentary banking system that exists or a legal apparatus the issuing of stipends on a monthly basis?
That's what I was planning on doing. Yeah, I wasn't
So-
planning on giving her 2,000 gold up front.
Yeah. So what you're talking about is essentially like a trust. There are in town 74 lawyers' offices to pick from.
Wow.
Somebody... Hey, Mr. Rolla D74.
Hold up.
We'll want to pick the best one, right?
Well, we
I
gotta
don't
start
know.
somewhere.
I don't know
Yeah,
if
we
I'd
do need
say
the best
the
one.
best in this case. In this case, we'd want reputable.
Well, it's kind of the same.
The
isn't
best
it?
for this case.
Okay, now let's go back to the Hall of Fortitude real quick and see which one has the largest fiscal what's the word for that?
I don't know what you're trying to get at. You
The
need
amount
to.
of money they
Let's
have in
ask the
holding.
girl what she thinks first.
Yeah.
There is no information available on that. That's not generally publicly disclosed.
I figured, yeah, there's no public shareholding. Yeah, okay.
There are like public companies and shares, usually done for like ships and things like of that nature. Like a venture, from here to say the Holy See for trade might very well be a publicly traded shares in that. But typically, like a law firm will not publish publicly how much money they're holding on behalf of their clients.
Yeah, I know, I was just asking.
Hello,
But-
adventurers. We are holding much monies for our clients. It would be a shame if you were to adventure it.
We'll back up a step. Doctor does have a point. We should go talk to Jezebel first and get her on board, and then we set up the trust. That is a better order of operations. Good call, Mister. caught the trigger on my gun, I jumped. All right, so let's find Jezebel.
All right. Yeah. So you guys get a you talk to some people, work the crowds a bit. Eventually you do find out that she is doing, like, in order to, like, eat, it is like helping, like, the at the Aether to, like, make potions of healing and the like. The pay is kind of crap for an alchemist, but it does put food on the table. So she can, she'll show up there at some point. But you wouldn't have time to, like, go there yourselves because it is now time for your afternoon appointment.
Ah, yes. All right. So is everybody on board kind of for what I'm discussing and doing and purchasing this flower shop to convert over to an alchemist workshop and then living quarters for her too? Does that make sense?
What?
Yes.
Do you remember the flower shop? We went in
Uh-huh.
and beat up the dwarf?
Yeah.
That was being rented by Sentia. We found the landlord where she was renting it from, and I'm suggesting that we just purchase the property outright if we can afford it, or just rent it if it's cheaper that way.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I don't think it'll take more than a year or two. But then if we have the property, we'll have basically a safe house here.
Wait,
If
we
that
haven't
makes sense.
purchased the property yet?
No. We're discussing that right now. We're heading to that appointment.
Yeah, we need to get the property before we get the alchemist. We're jumping way ahead here.
Well, the property's kind of it'll happen whether we rent a workshop or convert the flower shop over to a workshop. Finding the alchemist was important. Now we know that there is one that would be capable of doing what we want. So let's head to the appointment.
Very well.
Yeah, you show up. The same elven receptionist is there. And Sheila says, you are on time. Abundantius will see you. And she gestures to the office door. This like nicely crafted wooden door to her right.
All right, we enter.
All right, you enter. Inside, dressed in very fine clothes, is a behemoth of an elf. He is incredibly obese. He looks like he weighs over 400 pounds.
Hmm.
I smell gout. Out of character.
and you walk in, and he's like, welcome, please. Sit. Care for anything to drink?
I'm a sucker for rum.
Rum it is! And he pours generous, like, glasses of rum for everybody, including himself. He basically, like, takes a whole bottle of rum and just divides it among everybody present.
Well, I imbibe some and then start discussing with him his holdings of the flower shop.
Yeah, it's mine. Bunch of deadbeats haven't paid their rent in 3 months now. They ran out on prepaid stuff that they had. I'm just about to slam a lock on it and sell off its contents. Why, you interested in renting it?
Actually buying it if possible.
Well, except for when tenants decide to go deadbeat on me, it has been a fairly profitable place to rent out. If you were willing to purchase it at a reasonable price for it, I'd certainly be, willing to sell. What do you say to about 20,000 gold?
All right, real quick, out of character, Under.
Mhm.
I know nothing about your property values. neighborhood that it's in.
That's about 4 times what it would be worth.
That's what I thought. It seemed high, but I was not
It
entirely
is
sure.
high. Generally speaking, in most large cities in this world, your average shop type place is going to go for anywhere from 2 to 8,000 gold, depending on how big and how nice it is. Being in a kind of relatively upper middle area but somewhat small, 5,000 is a decent price for what that would be.
Is zoning a thing?
Not really. There's kind of a natural zoning that's occurred. Certain types of activities aren't profitable enough to be in the nicer areas versus some other activities. Areas that make activities that make easy logistics. So, having money changers on the same street as jewelers in the upper, nicer sections of the city kind of makes sense. Towards the edge of the cities where you tend to see leatherworking and blacksmithing. But there's no like strict zoning controls in this. Most shops are, if they're not being rented from a landlord like this, and even if they are, typically you're buying, it's like a shop on the first floor and then like 1 or 2 floors of living quarters above it.
I would point out then that if we're attempting to make this alchemy lab, it might not be the best idea to be purchasing a piece of real estate in the middle of a upper middle class area when we're dealing with high explosive mushroom powder.
That's
The
exactly why
slightest
I'm putting it there.
accident and that goes up, and we're potentially facing
It'll be fine.
some legal trouble.
It will be fine.
Look, guys, I'm down for adventuring, but adventuring into the realm of probate beneficiaries and
You're also overthinking it.
shit, what is
I
it?
You're gonna get sued.
Actuarial sciences is not the adventure I was thinking of.
You cannot plan for these type of things. You never know if an accident's going to happen.
That's why. Okay, the reason I asked under the price is because we're probably going to be spending about that because we're going to be building the lab with a reinforced bunker intended for if there's an accident, it'll have less collateral damage.
Shouldn't we just do that in a area that's
Anywhere
not
you put it is going to be potential collateral damage.
right? But it's a
So
matter
the reason I'm picking this shop in particular is because it's currently unoccupied. We don't have to do any legwork. We know it's unoccupied. We emptied it. And it also has a very big open room in the back, so remodeling will be cheaper. And sounds like a good deal.
Couldn't we
And then-
also just rent space outside of town like every other hedge wizard in the region does? If I'm recalling
fun in
the info
that?
about the city, they actually straight up rent hillsides for that.
No, they don't rent them. They're
the place to go.
that they go out there because there's, the city's laws only apply where the city can enforce them. You go to the hills, 50 miles outside the city, no one's going to fucking come from the city and say, your tower's not built to code.
So you're telling me it's free real estate?
I mean, if you're able to defend it against everything else because there's no one coming to your defense, yes.
And also, we're talking about a very small scale production. And we also have an alchemist who is an expert, well, as far as we can tell, an expert at experimental, which is what we want. So we have somebody that will be doing a good, reasonable job, so they're not going to be mass producing giant amounts of this explosive until they have the system down pat. This is the process of creating it, not producing it. There's a difference.
Right, yeah, we have a little bit left, and we're going to use that to see if we can produce a little more. And once we figure out how to make it, I mean, Stein could probably do it, but that will require him leaving the party.
Exactly. That's why I'm thinking of hiring another alchemist. And then, again, this property is just a matter of access, Gilbert. That's why I went with it. Yes, I understand it's in the upper class, but again, we're not mass producing high explosives.
No, we'll
We're
build a factory
experimenting with the
outside of town
creation
for
of
that.
nitrogen. We're experimenting with the process of creating nitroglycerin. Not manufacturing it. There's a difference.
Oh, I'm aware. That doesn't mean it's not going to potentially bite us in the ass by sticking it where we're sticking it.
I mean, there's risk with everything. You can't research without having risks.
True. I'm simply suggesting that
So where do you want it?
spending a large
Do you
sum
want
of
us to go
money.
about the poor people and put it down where the poor people are
No,
because
what
they're
I'm
more.
what I am pointing out
they're
here is
more-
that the idea is we are potentially spending several thousand gold pieces in order to purchase a profitable piece of real estate in an upper middle class zone, so that we can put our alchemy development lab there, which is going to be producing explosive mushrooms. Even
we could
though it's only
also-
small scale production,
Hey, we could
that
also
seems like
have
a
her.
high cost and a potential collateral risk that could be solved by simply putting it in a area that is both cheaper and less likely to result in collateral that's going to get us fined.
But see, by putting it here, it is the best because here in a high-end district, it has better security, better neighborhoods, lower crime rates. If we put it in a cheaper area, we have to deal with people breaking in, stealing stuff, and our poor alchemist cannot defend herself by herself. We're not hiring security. So if we put it in a lower area, we'd have to hire security to watch the place as well. Here, we don't need security because the city guard maintain a strong presence in this area because it's the high-end neighborhoods.
He makes a fair point there. Upper middle class is going to have better security, therefore we don't need the front security. I actually have to lean towards. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Yeah, that's a fair argument that I'm liking.
So
in that case, let's
can
just
you
try
help
to
me with
negotiate down
negotiations?
that price.
Yeah. Well, obviously we don't want to lowball him. And we're doing this all out of character because we didn't have a chance to actually discuss it, and we didn't really know the real estate price.
Yeah, obviously.
Well, we've never bought property like this before, so
I think
All
the last times we owned property, it was a mountainside fortress we never finished in an area that we just claimed because it was
We
free
own
real
a
estate.
shop in
A boat, actually
FFAM.
several boats, which we acquired via royal
This is our boat
decree
now?
and right of privateering.
this is our boat now. This is how we got this boat.
Yeah, this is
But anyway.
the first time we're dealing with this thing called deeds.
We didn't buy it. We bought a shop in FFAM, but
Yeah,
We didn't. Mick did.
that's true.
Sure.
Yeah,
we
we're,
all,
we're,
we
we're
all
doing this as a
crashed in
party.
Red's basement.
Yeah, we're doing this as a party. There's a difference right there. But anyway, so yeah, we're all on board. We're going to negotiate the price down. So between Lucina and I, the first thing that Freeman's going to bring up is, well, what do you pay on taxes on it in a year? Because that's obviously going to be a indicator of how much the property's actually worth.
Oh fuck! Not the taxes.
It's a very quick way to get to property value. If he's saying the property's worth 20,000, the taxes should reflect that. And I guarantee you, when he tells me what he pays in taxes, he's either going to be lying, so you get to do your favorite thing, or he'll tell the truth and be like, well, that seems kind of low for the price that you're telling us.
I don't know what striking him with lightning has to do with his tax assessment.
Okay, your second favorite thing. Your second favorite thing, my bad.
I don't have proficiency in history.
Insight check. Your third favorite thing. God damn it. All right. So then, yeah, Friedman will 20,000. Okay. Well, what do you pay in taxes on it?
Taxes are not too bad here in Havia. It's about 200 gold a year. It's a frontage-based tax, you understand.
What is that?
I know.
Hunter?
How much of a linear distance along a road is the determining factor for how much you pay in property taxes.
Oh, really? They're going for that, not the building height methodology
Building heights vary so
or
much.
floors.
They are, yeah, I mean, there's generally three methodologies that were used in this time period. One was frontage, which is what Havia uses. The other is the number of floors. And the last one that was somewhat common is the number of windows.
I did not know that one.
Yeah, the Windows method.
Yes.
The Windows tax.
Yeah,
Isn't that
it
called
was
Microsoft?
no, but it was actually commonly used in England.
Mhm.
I forget when it started, but from like the 16 somethings till like 1990 something, your
that
property
makes
tax was at least partially based on the number of windows you had.
That makes
That's very
sense for
true.
some building designs having less windows. That now actually makes sense for the architecture. I never, really
Additionally,
looked into it.
I think it's Denmark, Belgium, and the Netherlands, and that kind of area around Germany as well. But if I'm recalling, they used the number of floors taxation method, and that's why the roofs were built in the way that they were, so that you could sneak like a second floor and an attic inside of your roof without actually getting taxed for it.
All right,
yeah.
we're sidetracking here.
Yeah, we are sidetracking.
Sorry,
But
sorry.
yeah, and Havia, because it's a kind of a dense urban area inside the city, your property taxes are based on frontage to a road. And so in this case, for this shop, it's 200 gold a year.
All right. So with that information, does that make his price tag a bit of a red flag? Or
I mean,
Lucia,
you
the reason I
know-
was coughing was a
Yeah,
inside
like
check.
you knew. I mean, there's no insight necessary. You know what the property would roughly be worth. It's worth about 5,000 gold. He is. If you recall, he said it was generally profitable except when he had deadbeat tenants. So he's basically saying you would need to pay him more than it's worth for him to be willing to sell it to you. Because right now he's just sitting on it, earning passive income. So he has no reason to sell it. So he's demanding a higher than normal price to sell it.
All right. Well, all right.
Now, it's obviously the opening of a negotiation, but what I mean is you can't expect to pay 5,000 gold for it. He wouldn't sell it for that because that's what he essentially got it for.
Yep, and he's just been making income off of it, so he's going to be losing that income. So therefore, he wants more upfront to compensate for it in the short term.
Exactly. He needs essentially the technical term would be the net present value of the future incomes that would be derived from the property upfront to sell it to you.
And since we have no intent of renting it right away, actually probably ever, because we'll just keep it as a permanent alchemist shop for Frankenstein especially, it would be diminishing returns for us, but at the same time, we'll make enough money as adventuring to cover the taxes, no problem. So, in that case, then
Wait,
I
are these
think
annual
we should...
taxes?
Yes.
Say again?
Okay.
So 200 gold a year for taxes, that's not that bad. So then, yeah, I think we should counter... I'd say counter 10, expect 15, come back down to 12, and settle at 12.5.
12.
I barter a lot. Under heard exactly what I said. Under knows exactly what I said.
I get what you're saying. Is that what you're doing?
I'm saying to Lucina, like, out of character, since she has the persuasion. Actually, I think Ifan has a higher persuasion.
Yeah, let me check again. Just
I was thinking
in
Ifan has a 10.
case.
You have a
Yeah.
9, don't you, Lucina?
No.
Or do you have a 10?
I have an
You have
11.
an 11? Ah, okay, then Lucina definitely negotiating. So yeah, basically, for counter bartering, he's starting at 20,000. You go down to 10, halve his price. It'll be almost insulting, but not as insulting as going to like 8. So then he'll counter with another half meat because he knows he's not going to get 20,000. He's starting there. So he'll come down to 15,000, and then you counter with 12, and he'll be like, okay, well, why don't we meet in the middle at 12.5? That's typically how these negotiations go. So you're paying more than double what the property value is worth, but we're also discussing long-term income loss. So you're going to want to have to pay more. So getting a 7,500 discount on his starting offer is a good deal. Does that make sense?
The negotiations were short.
Not these negotiations, apparently.
So what do you actually say to him?
It's up to Lucina. She's the one doing the talking. I mean, Friedman is going to be doing the general, money talk, but Lucina is going to be the one throwing the price around. So, Lucina, you're going to be the one making the persuasion rolls.
Yes.
Is it possible for me to help?
I mean, if Bane's
Sure. Yeah, you're there. You should be able to help.
That would certainly provide me with advantage.
so yeah, if Ben
Okay,
and Lucina are
then
ahead of
I
the
help.
negotiation. So then, Lucina,
You guys
you're
are already
gonna
there.
have to
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to
Now-
do the numbers, Lucina. So you have to
Okay.
specify what number you're bartering
Yeah.
with.
So what numbers are we going with?
10, he'll most likely go back to 5, then go to 12, and then he'll meet at 12.5 and agree on that.
Now there are two of them.
Wait, hold on. We go 10, half of what
Yeah.
he's asking for, and you said he'll go 5.
More than likely, he might go higher, depending on what he wants the final number to be.
Why would he go 5? That's the base.
He meant
cost.
15.
15.
Oh,
15.
5,000 more. Okay.
Yeah. My apologies. I do
Yeah,
a
you were
lot
ta-
of bartering with my
I'm sitting
dad,
there, I'm
so
like,
it's
"The
like
fuck?"
auctioneer numbers fast. I apologize.
All good. Like, why would he go down to the base cost?
The
Is
passive
Freeman smoking
negotiation.
mushroom powder?
All right. Now we're all cleared up on that. I apologize for talking so fast.
All good.
So what do you say to him when he does that?
Wait, hold on. Do we actually have the money?
Well, this is going to take a little bit of time, but yeah, we'll have the money when we sell the deck.
Okay. Lucina will attempt to persuade him at 10.
So what do you actually say? Like you're just responding with the number 10?
I don't know. Appropriate fill-in dialogue.
Gilbert's not good at the role play. Remember that.
Yeah. I got no idea. I don't know how this stuff
So
works. That's what my
Lucina would say something
character's
along the
stats are
lines here.
for.
I'll do Lucina's voice acting. I don't know. 20's pretty steep.
No. This is something that you can only get better at by practicing. So Lucina, what do you say?
We can do 10,000?
Okay. So go ahead and make your persuasion check.
If Fawn was helping.
Yeah. And he's like, I do make quite a bit of money from this. How about 17?
So change of pace.
So
He's
we do
looking to get 15.
Yeah, so we do 14.
Yeah, go just under what he's expecting, and he might agree
Yeah,
to it.
yeah, we'll counter with 14.
Make another persuasion check. And he says, well, 15, and you have a deal.
Agreed.
Excellent. How will you be paying?
Lump sum.
You have the physical gold on your person?
No, we're moving some funds around right now. By the end of the week, we can square up the paperwork.
I see. Well, absent any actual I'm blanking on the term, sorry.
Do we need to put down all the
Lacking
deposits
any
on it?
actual instrument for payment, I won't sign over the deed to you now. Should you manage by the end of the week to present either the money or some other instrument to the same effect, I'll gladly sign the deed over to you.
All right, shake hands.
Yeah, he shakes Lucina's hand.
Handshake.
So We don't. So, if to answer your question, we don't need to worry about a down payment because he's not. It's not a property that is for sale. We're coming to him and saying we want to buy your property. Nobody else is interested in it, so there's no need for a down payment. We don't need to
Hmm.
secure the property because it's already secure by the fact that he's not selling.
And then
Okay.
it gets fucking poached by another demon cult.
Well, you still have to remember, you guys are essentially offering to pay 3 times the nominal market value of the property. So, the chance of someone buying out from under you are fairly low.
Basically, we have a handshake verbal agreement that at the end of the week, when we secure the funds from the sale of the item, which we didn't discuss at all, I just said that we're moving funds around. He doesn't need to know the specifics of where our money's coming from.
Nor did
So
he
that's
really seem to
15.
care.
Yep, money's money. In a town of trade, money talks.
Look,
All
if
right.
the money's talking, you need to acquire a group of adventurers. The mimics have gained sentience.
So you finished with that?
Yep. Now we can go on a little
Okay, I
alchemist
look
scavenger
up.
hunt.
I take the drink, dump it through my fucking helmet, and then leave.
Okay.
Oh, come on, you gotta make him con check that. I want to see him inebriated.
So, first off,
Double
yes, go ahead and
glass of rum.
make a con save versus poison for chugging what's essentially a flat-out pint of rum.
Okay. Con save, right?
Yes.
It Van's getting drunk.
Nope.
Ah,
No, yeah, it found just throws this whole thing of rum back, kind of goes his feet. He's got like a little bit of a stagger to it as he stands up to go with you guys. But he recovers and just walks out steadily. The smell of booze just kind of wafting out of his helmet.
I mean, Friedman would have been drinking his throughout the entire negotiations, and he wouldn't even
Yes.
notice that there was alcohol in it.
You get the
Fucking
feeling,
boy.
especially because of Abundanus was kind of matching you, just like sip for sip. Like he was drinking that stuff like water. Yeah, you get the feeling that other than a raised eyebrow, that isn't anything to him.
Well, as we head out the front, thank the elf and say, we'll be seeing you again. Have a great time. And then
Good day.
once we get outside, I say to Ipvan, well, I think you impressed him. He raised an eyebrow. The most emotion I've seen out of the man, besides the jovial laughs from all the forced jokes. So, off on a alchemist scavenger hunt.
Now we need to find the alchemist.
Yep. And how many days have passed? Because I wasn't here last session for a lot of it, so I don't know how many days passed from us arriving to the fight.
So
It
this
was
is
a day or two to the fight, right?
it was the fight took place on day 2. This is now day 3. You have 5 days before the Glorioso is going to be ready to make sail for Evrevia.
How long until our funds clear? Well, until the deck sells anyway. Until the auction closes.
It will
That's correct,
5 days also. They said it would be ready on the same day your ship would be ready. The timing just happened to work out that way.
Well, then you guys go on a scavenger hunt. I'm gonna go hit up the captain real quick, and I'll meet you guys at the sipping cup.
Wait, what are we doing?
Or actually, if Van, do you want to run to the captain and let him know that we're gonna need the ship away today?
Sure.
So I'd be better on searching with my perception.
Yeah, we have to go find the alchemist now.
Yep. So if Van, run to the ship, let the captain know that we're gonna need an extra day. He'll be fine with
Okay.
it. And tell him there's a case of rum in for it.
Well, he better be fine. It's our ship.
I mean, kinda. They still have schedules to meet.
And if he's not fine, he doesn't have a ship. It's that simple. He'll
not
be
fine with
sailing
it.
an empty boat. He'll be sailing a rowboat because we'll sink the other one.
All right. So
what is it with
Ifan,
this
if you're
party
alright-
and sinking all the ships?
I don't know.
I-
They don't like shit.
Okay.
Do you,
I would
do you just
say-
like
okay.
do you just have like trauma from AGR's nautical campaign that you just refused to allow the ships to live?
I mean, in my case, yes, I will execute Operation Spoil Sport, but I went to get a blanket. Why are we blowing up more ships? What is going on
No,
here?
we're not. We're not.
We're
Because
not.
no.
It was Mr. playing around.
I said if the captain, Iffan's going to tell the captain and we need him to stay another day. If he has an issue with that, tell him he'll be sailing a rowboat because we'll put this other one at the bottom of the harbor. Throw a little
But anyway,
threat
I
to him.
just
Look,
I was
look, Mister. I'm all good with sending ships to the bottom of a harbor, just as long as you're trapped inside it. I will have my vengeance.
All right. Moving on. So Ipfon goes to the docks, and the Glorioso's there. You can see the stevedores loading cargo onto the ship. The captain is plainly visible at the top of the gangplank.
I just shout, "Hey, Captain!"
Ah, Ipfon, you seem to be short a few people.
Yeah, we'll be like another day.
The Glorioso won't be ready to sail for another 5, so I suppose that won't be a big deal.
All right.
another day after those. I would have explained this to Ipfen. Gloriosa sailing in 5. We need an extra day just to make sure we have time for moving money around.
So 6 days.
We need 6
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
I'll tell them we need 6 days.
Aye, 6 days then. The Viscount put the ship at your disposal, so you say when we sail.
All right. Oh,
It wasn't so much a question
Freeman
of
also said
asking the
there's a-
captain if he
what
would
was it?
wait. It
Was
was
it
telling
keg?
him to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
was it keg you said? Freeman?
A case of bottles of rum.
Freeman said there's a case of rum for you. If you
Ah, I knew there was a reason I liked you lot. I'll hold you to it.
So to specify, so you guys understand the difference between a case and a keg. Yes, you can get kegs of rum. However, a case of rum is bottled and it's usually higher end, so the captain knows the difference. If you say a keg of rum, that's what the rest of the crew drinks. But if you say a case of rum, you're talking about 6 very nice bottles of rum, or 12, depending on the case size. But typically, it's 6. But anyway, so yeah. Basically, we'll plan on meeting Ipfan, somewhere, because that won't take him as long as it'll take us probably to find Jezebel.
Okay. So, so for you guys, how are you planning on finding Jezebel?
Well, the good old ear to the ground method works pretty good. And you said that she goes to a certain shop, and we got that information already. And she goes there every once in a while to make money.
Yeah, she works occasionally at the Aethazael, which is the big temple in the center of town. Making healing potions for the priests, basically to make enough to, keep a roof and food over her head and food in her mouth.
Yeah.
In between
So
trying
she
to convince
basically-
the guild to go along with her expedition, because she has no money to finance it directly, so she has to get the guild to go for it in order to
so
get
she's
the project
basically
forward.
living paycheck to paycheck.
The Great Western Sea is the one between Ravam and Ivrevia.
What? No, the Great Inner Sea.
Oh, Inner.
Great Inner Sea. Oh, okay. I misheard you. That was my bad, Gilbert.
The Great Western Sea. There's no Great Western Sea.
Yeah,
I misheard. I was thinking that there was
very
a sea
confused.
west of.
I
yeah,
figured it
my
was
apology.
a localized phrase for the one, between Ravam and whatnot.
Okay. Well, that slightly changes things. But okay, so Mister, we'll have to rework that then, because I was mistaken where the location was. It's the Great Inner Sea. It's the one right next to Havia. So now we have to rework our pathing kind of for how we want to go about going into Arevria. So we could actually go. Is it saleable to get to the Great Inner Sea under from the outside? Are there any?
Yes, there are
paddocks?
two. There are two straits you have to pass through. South of the Burbling Wilds.
Okay.
They're
All right, then
not
that is
directly shown on the map because they're literally straits. Think like the Straits of Gibraltar.
Yeah, Panama Canal kind of style where they're dug and made.
No, they're not canals. They're straits. They're natural.
Oh, okay, perfect.
But like if you look to the south of the Burbling Wilds, you see how there's these two very thin strips of land. Those aren't actually solid connections of land. It is navigable.
Okay, cool. That.
It's just tricky.
I'm guessing our captain probably has sailed it once or twice.
He is not.
Oh, new adventure for him. But anyway, okay. Let me pull up the wiki actually so I can zoom in on that map better.
And what? She just wants us to go there and dive to the bottom?
More. Well, that's basically yeah. But first we need to find her. So let's go to the place that she works that we got that information from somebody else already, and then find out when's the last time she worked and kind of ask her schedule and kind of figure out when she'll most likely be showing up next.
All right, so you guys go to the Aethazael and start asking the monks there and the priests about Jezebel and where she might be. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check to convince them to actually tell you and not just tell you to fuck off.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey,
You gotta roll them at some point tonight.
even Nat 1ing on a skill check, 12's pretty good.
They say that, yeah, she does come here to work on potions from time to time, but they are not about to appoint an adventuring party at one of the city's alchemists. They politely basically say, yeah, we don't think you guys are on the up and up. So
We ain't no snitch.
We ain't snitching. Welcome to the priesthood. Snitches get stitches.
All right. Well, then, we'll go with the tried and true bounty hunter method of. Well, actually, she had a relative die and she came into some money. That's why we're looking for her.
What?
all right, Freeman, make a deception check.
Oh, you guys are so naive.
And the priest gets this knowing look on his face, like, oh, they were a member of your party, weren't they?
I prefer not to say.
Fair enough. Jezebel, I think, said she was going to be coming by tomorrow to make some potions for us. I don't exactly know where she lives. It changes from time to time. She usually takes payment the same day. She usually comes in the early morning and leaves by early afternoon.
Excellent. We will try to catch her tomorrow morning. Thank you very much for the information.
Of course, and my condolences.
Right. All right. We should be off. All right. So now we'll meet back up with Ipfan. And then I guess just take the day. Don't have anything else really to do other than tomorrow morning to meet up with Jezebel.
All right.
Gilbert, do you have any idea what I just did?
I know what you just did.
Do we
This is
know
tried
where
and
she
true.
stays, where she lives? Any of that?
No. She moves around. Like, she just gets cheap flats and, moves from one to the next. So there's no set address for us to look her up. So we're just going to go back to the hotel, spend the night, wake up in the morning, and go to the Azael then, and she'll be there.
That just sounds like me 3 years ago.
Moving from flat to flat.
Yep.
Yeah, but once you settle down, it's nice after that.
Hmm.
So, does anybody want to do anything for the rest of the evening?
Unrelated question. What happens if you eat glass?
You die.
Not swallow, but
fuck?
just chew.
You heard
What?
a lot. Why? Why?
I-
Okay, may I ask
what?
where this is coming from?
What?
Let's start there.
Well, when I drank that what was it, rum?
Yeah.
Yep.
My initial idea was to dump it through the helmet, lift the helmet, eat the glass.
Don't do that.
I'm not healing you.
Yeah,
I will.
don't do
I
that.
will let you bleed out. This is natural selection at
I
work.
have-
Bad
I
things
have
happen
healing.
when you attempt to ingest glass, even without swallowing. It's a bad idea.
Mm. Pretty funny though.
Ipfan. No. Don't
can
fuck
open the
with
visor,
don't fuck with
right?
Underdark and glass or any kind of fine powder that can become very sharp on that level.
He's wearing a plate helmet, right? Can he just raise the visor?
It wasn't a matter of the helmet. It was he wanted to try eating glass, and we're all advising him against that.
I mean,
if he wants to eat glass, let the man eat glass. You never know what's gonna happen. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, we all know what's gonna happen.
yeah, you know,
Look,
if he wants to
if
do
you
it,
want to
he
eat
can.
glass, I'm not going to stop you. You know
Okay.
what? You know what? Underdark, is there a glass blower?
Yeah.
I would like to acquire some stained glass for Ipvan.
I mean, I got 100 gold worth of diamond dust. You can just eat that.
No.
The same effect.
Freeman, you eat glass, you snort diamond dust out of a crack pipe. There's a very specific way this is
Where
done.
did this come from? Snorting diamond dust out of a crack pipe. Okay, we're way off topic here. I don't even know what we're fucking talking about. I should not drink.
One of the
Ipfan-
D's in
Ipfan-
D&D stands for drugs.
Ipfan will find you a nice hole in the ground. You can sit in it.
Drugs and degenerates, that's what you guys are.
Oh my god. Okay. If nothing else is happening, we're going back to the hotel. Back to
Yeah.
the inn.
Okay, you guys go back to the hotel. Another uneventful night. Morning comes.
Head for the Azale?
Well, as you're eating breakfast at the inn, you do hear the buzz about the fact that apparently there has been some treachery, and one of the counselors that was in charge of Havia apparently tried to murder some other counselors and instead got murdered herself.
Was there a demon cult and mind control involved?
There was, in fact, mentions of demons and mind control.
Oh, well, we need to go see a bookie first.
Point is the closed session is over. A special election is going to be held in a month. Already there are 37 people just in this morning that have apparently signed on saying they're running for that spot.
Good for them.
What are the rules for signing on for that spot?
So the 9 counselors are elected by the free persons of Havia, that is, people who are citizens. There are certain requirements to stand for counselorship, one of which being that you must own property within Havia. Generally, these are 10-year terms. The most recent election was 4 years ago, when and all the seats are up at once. Like it's the whole council is up for election at the same time. And
I'm sorry,
That's
are
an
you
interesting
running?
mechanic.
Do you
I
want
like
to
that.
run for election?
say
We don't own
hold on.
property.
Yeah, you don't own property. You're not therefore you're not considered a citizen. You're not a free person of Havia. You're just a visitor. But the last election 4 years ago for the 9 seats had 242 people running for office.
I kind of like that mechanic for the I like that mechanic for the electoral system. Like, it's not just replacing the one seat. You're replacing the entire council potentially.
Well, openings are filled by special elections, which are just for the open seat.
Oh, okay.
But normally it's a 10-year term. So in 6 years, all 10 seats will be up for election again.
Okay. But yeah, it's still, even though at every 10 years, you still have the potentiality of replacing all 9 seats versus
Yes.
just replacing them one at a time with weird term swings.
Yeah.
No,
Elections are well known to be contentious, and character and actual assassinations are not unknown. Not all 242 people running for office last time survived to see the results.
Good to know.
I have a question.
Mhm.
How does this kind of campaigning work typically? I remember last time we were here, a lot of it had to do with almost like a patron-client relationship between the people running and their constituents.
Well, yeah. Yeah, powerful people, get together in blocks and will back a certain candidate that they want on the council. For the more populist approach, you can hire bards and the like to come in and sing about the effectiveness of your counselor and such. Posters are common. The not letters. What do you call it? Leaflets. All sorts of stuff like that. Plays were commissioned. Depicting certain vile acts that were used to knock some of the contenders out.
Gilbert, are you actually interested in running, or are you just asking for random knowledge?
Yeah, both.
Because it falls into sidetracking, and then you're an adventurer.
It's
You're
both.
you're-
It is
better off
useful.
just getting a politician in your pocket.
Ruffles. That's my point. It's understanding how the process works.
Yeah, it'll be easier to get a
Additionally-
politician in our pocket by doing this than trying to
Additionally,
run.
Lucina has some pretty solid skills at rhetoric. And so if we ever needed to enhance certain people's campaigns or engage in character assassination, she does have the skill set.
Definitely. I mean, we're an adventuring party. Most of us have some sort of skill set for either embolstering or eliminating a potential candidate. And then if you combine all of us together, it just, compounds excessively. So yeah, it's something we can look into, but it's not something that's prevalent, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a matter of increasing understanding.
So do we want to go see the bookie and get some funds? Because essentially got 18,000 sitting for us. I had to do the math.
Yeah.
Or do we want to go see Jezebel? She'll be there, until early afternoon is basically what they said. Most likely expecting us. Because they would have more than likely said something to her. Yeah, some people were looking for you. They said that you had a relative pass away and there's some money coming your way. So she'll probably wait for us. So I think we should go see the bookie. And that would
Agreed.
actually give us enough upfront with the 18,000 from that to actually do the property exchange sooner. And then
Makes
we can
sense.
use the deck of many thing funds. Well, as long as the bookie honors the bet, because that's going to be pretty suspicious.
Well,
But anyway, so
did we break any rules doing that?
technically no. But you might want to enhance ability charisma on yourself, and then Stein, can you enhance ability? Mister? Mister?
What?
Can you cast enhance ability?
I think I can. Let me look. I don't know if that's an ability I have. I think I do, though. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. You want to enhance myself, and then Lucina will enhance herself. That way we have lying and truthing covered for when we deal with the bookie.
And intimidation. And
Yeah.
performance, just in case we really need to work the crowd.
And then,
I don't have enhance ability.
oh, okay, then never mind. That's okay.
Yeah, I don't have enhance ability. Wait, I don't think.
How many spell sheets do you have? I'm confused.
I have a lot. I have two different castings. I have Artificer and Wizard. I don't have Enhance ability.
Okay. No, it's all good. I was just wondering because I'm pretty sure HK had it, so I wasn't sure if you had it on Stein or not.
I think HK had it, but I don't have it.
Okay, well then I can
If
So
I had
if I
one more
use
level of Artificer, I would have it, but I don't have it because it's
Okay.
a second level spell, and I don't have it.
Okay. So could I potentially use the Channel Divinity to bolster my check even if I have expertise in it?
Which divine ability is it?
As an action, I gain proficiency with a chosen skill or tool for 10 minutes. I already have expertise in deception, so I was wondering, could I use that to give like an extra +2 or something?
No.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I mean, I understand the mechanics, but I was wondering if could use
Doesn't
it to
work
make
that
me
way.
even better at lying. I know. I figured I'd ask. In case you let it slide, maybe. All right, so yeah, Lucina, we're most likely going to be persuading, so yeah, it'd be better on you because there's no reason to lie. Like we were telling the truth.
Yeah.
It just So, all right. So enhance ability and Lucina before we go see the bookie, and then we all head off to the bookie.
All right, yeah, you all head up to the bookie. Bookie looks at you as you guys approach. Oh, it's my friends that made the very specific bet. I assume you're here for your payout.
Yes.
Well, I have it right here. He has a kind of a large sack. Hope you don't mind. I'm giving it to you in platinum. The gold would be excessively heavy.
That it
That's
would be.
Understandable.
And just so you know, if you happen to cross any desires to make similarly specific bets, I'd be willing to offer you good odds on them.
Well, I appreciate it.
Anytime.
Insight check to what the fuck that means.
Sure, make an insight check.
I can tell you what it means.
Well, Lucina, your bet was very specific, suspiciously specific, and he was able to, because of that, pull on some strings and figure out that you guys had inside information, which he now had the same information. So yeah, he pays you guys out because he is a bookie. His word is his bond. But he took some other bookies to the cleaners as a result. Like he made a good profit off that information, and he's implying that if you guys get similarly good information, he'll pay you better than normal odds out on it because he can use that to make more profit.
Basically, he's
Gotcha.
offering to pay us a shit ton of money for insider information that
I
would
know.
get him ahead.
I get it.
All right. So yeah, now we have 1,800 platinum. So let's-
He pays you 1,920 platinum.
Oh, okay.
Because
Well, I'm not
remember,
complaining.
it was 31 to 1 odds. So you gave him 600 gold. So you get your original bet back, and then you get the 31x of it back as well. So it ends up being
right.
32x your
I
bet.
did do that.
Yeah, because you guys
Yep.
gave him the money. He doesn't do credit.
Makes sense. But no, okay, that's fine. An extra 120 makes a little bit nicer monies. So let's go to the place, the thing with the person. And then yeah, obviously, handshake with him, get some name information so we can put him in my notes and contact him later.
Oh, yeah, I suppose you would want that. His name is Hajiki.
It sounds like a freaking dirty name. I love it already.
Wait, what?
Hajiki.
Never mind.
The bookie's name.
No, I get it. I don't understand how that sounds dirty.
He just sounds like a guy that's gonna sell you snake oil. That's all I mean.
Fair enough.
All right. I got bookie insider info on him. So yeah, let's head to the apothecary, or I think.
All right. Well, you head to the not the apothecary. You head to the temple, because
Yeah.
that's where she was making potions of healing for them. And you walk in. You tell the it's the same priest you guys were talking to before. He leads you to the to like an area, like an office next to the brewing room, and he says, "Hold on a moment. I'll go grab Jezebel." A few
I
minutes
can
later,
only hear that the wrong way.
The ageless
the
Keith.
door
Yes?
opens, and this tiefling woman steps inside, closes the door, and looks at you all with narrowed eyes and says, "Who the hell are you guys?"
Well, to you, we're nobody. But we're hoping to
Indeed.
change that.
Uh-huh. It's funny. You apparently the priest seems to think that a relative of mine died, or something, or rather, while adventuring with you. I find this funny. Ha ha ha. Because I have no family left alive.
We're
We
here
wanted to
to
make
offer
sure
you
we
an
were
opportunity.
Yeah.
we wanted to make sure we were able to actually get in contact with you. So I said what was needed to be said to make sure that we could actually make contact with you, because we're actually interested in hiring your skills long term.
What precisely?
You are an alchemist
Are
of
you
some
doing?
renown, and we need
Well-
you to do things for us.
She
The,
laughs when you say
information-
alchemist of renown. Oh, that's one way to put it.
The information that we heard from around town is that you're quite the experimenter, and you also have an interest in the inner sea. Both things cross our paths quite neatly. And well, it'd be easier if I showed you. So I'm going to take out one of the flasks and dump a very, very small amount of the yellow powder on the on like a desk or whatever flat surface there is in there. Like I'm talking like tiny little bit, and then I'm going to smack it with my knife so that it explodes.
Okay, yeah, she raises an eyebrow with that and says, "Well, that's certainly energetic. I can see why you were being so careful with it. What does this have to do with me? I didn't make that."
No, but I want to hire you to make it.
I don't even know what it is.
We don't either. That's why we want to hire you.
I see. So you want me to figure out what this substance is and find a way to reproduce it.
Well, we know what it is.
Exactly. Well, we have an idea of what it is. We don't know exactly what it is. We know it's, and then we'll go into the information of it being a mushroom spore of some sort, and then I'll pull up the diagram of what's that? Go ahead, mister, before I speak too much.
I said it's an explosive, right? That's what we use it for. It's an explosive.
Yes, but reproducing the compound is a lot more complex than, mixing sand and gravel and saltpeter. Like the process for, reverse engineering this is going to be very extensive, and that's basically I'm going to explain to her is like, we know some of its origins, that it's Fey most likely in production, and then I'll produce the diagram that I had drawn up the previous day, and we're pretty sure that they used this in some manner to distill it. How? I do not know. We kind of destroyed it.
Well, you're definitely adventurers, I can tell just based on that story. So what exactly? So you want me to reproduce this? I'm telling you right now that I just can't wave my hands and do so. It would be a long and expensive task to figure out how to do this. You're adventurers, you're not from Havia. Do you even have a place where I would be able to do this reverse engineering?
We're in the process of setting up a workshop, which you'll be in charge of the design and remodel, and you can also put living quarters in it. They real quick out of character, that flower shop had living quarters above it already, right?
Yes.
Did it have a subfloor or was it ground level?
It was
'Cause we didn't explore too much.
the implication was that there was a basement. You guys never actually like explored and went
Yeah.
down into it once you found the secret room in the back.
Okay. So, yeah, I just double checking. So basically, I'll explain to her the location, and then she wouldn't have unlimited funding, but she would have more than what she would probably need to remodel it how she sees fit for doing the experiments. And then on top of that, she'd have a salary of, and again, I don't know the finances of your world under what would be a lucrative but not ludicrous salary for a year.
Generally speaking, a skilled hireling is 2 gold a day. So that would be 512 gold a year.
So if you said 6 or 650 or 700, something like that, that would be enticing.
Yes, that would be paying above normal rates.
Okay, so then yeah, I'll explain all of that, and then say that she'll have probably. Well, okay, party-wise, everybody, this would be a collective piece of information that we would have been able to discuss beforehand, so we can discuss it out of character right now because it's coming up now. What would you, especially you, Mister, because you're going to be the lead on this particular endeavor we're going on? What would you think would be a good funding price? And under, you can chime in too, so that we have a bit of an understanding of the price for it. Because alchemist supplies are what, 50 gold for one supplies?
I don't remember.
Hmm?
I think it's 20 or 50.
Are you talking about the tools or the actual material alchemist supplies with
material.
their tools?
The material.
Alchemist tools, you mean? I already have a set of them.
No, the alchemist supplies, the material itself that's used for creating, just like the scribing material. I think it's
So-
50 gold, correct?
Alchemical crafting. You can use this tool proficiency to create alchemical items. A character can spend money to collect raw materials, which weigh 1 pound for every 50 gold pieces spent.
That's what it is.
The
Okay.
DM can allow a character to make a
50
check
pounds for
using
okay.
the indicated skill with advantage.
Right. That
ballistic type stuff.
the
And
So
other thing to keep in mind is that typically like a research lab like this isn't going to be going through those materials constantly. Like there'll be a burst of activity, actual like research, writings, examinations, things like that, and then another experiment, and things like that. On average, running this lab, just not including salaries, but just like the material cost of running this lab, is going to be about 2 gold a day.
okay, so another 500 a year.
512, yes. There's 256 days in a year.
Okay, so then let's just go with a lump of 2,000 a year for her salary of 600 or 700. We got to determine that yet before we talk to her. And then any funding she would need for hirelings, and which I don't think I'd want to hire anybody else, if that makes sense. Like I would want her solely working on this without any underlings, so it's only her that has the knowledge. So then have extra funds sitting around that she has, the ability to draw from. So basically, we set aside 5,000, have that trust set up for her salary. That way, she can't take it all out, and then have like a weekly or a monthly allowance that she can draw from if she needs to buy new stuff. Does that sound feasible?
Jesus Christ.
What's Jesus Christ?
That we have
5,000
the
gold?
ability to. Yeah.
I'm walking around with almost 20,000 gold in my pocket, basically.
That's crazy.
Well, we're high level adventurers now. We're not first level chums.
That's true.
So basically, yeah. So then, so we can skip over all the jizz jazz. Basically, so let's say a salary of 650 and then an extra 1350 an account divided up over the month. How many months are in your year? 8?
Yes, there are 8 months in a year. Each month has 32 days.
Okay, so we'll say 150 a month. So that's 12 plus the say 600 salary. Actually, no, that's kind of lowballing, and she might counter. So yeah, okay, we'll start with 6 and see if she counters. But basically, yeah. So we'll say, okay, lodging is paid for. You'll have a salary of 600 gold, and then 150 gold a month for costs.
The cost of running your experiments, or just personal expenses?
Well, personal expenses would be your salary of 600.
I'm
Costs
just
of running
clarifying.
experiments would be 150 a month.
Okay. So 600. Sorry, say the numbers again.
So I'll type it. There.
Okay. And that's per annual? 600
Yes.
or?
Yes.
Okay.
600 salary is annual.
And then 1,200 per annum gold of supplies for the thing. Okay. Yeah, she thinks about that and says, and I can live there above the shop or the lab.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right, I'm in. Done. When do I start?
Insight check.
Sure, make an insight check. She is trying to hide it, but this is the best deal she's ever had land right in her lap. And she's going to take it before something happens to make it go away. She's an alchemist. You're wanting to pay her above normal rates to do essentially open-ended research.
Which is a dream job.
Yeah, which with no real deadlines or anything set. It's not like she has to show you guys a result in a month or she's fired. At least that's not what you said. She does. She can live over the shop. She doesn't have rent. So other than food and whatever clothing and personal effects she wants to buy with that 600 salary, she's thinking. You can see the wheels in her head turning. It's like she does this for, even if it's just a year, she'll be a good portion of the way to being able to fund that expedition she wants to do herself.
And aren't we also planning as a side quest to just
That
do
hasn't come up yet.
expedition anyway?
Yes,
Well,
that
she
hasn't come up
mentioned
yet.
it.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
but as
she
a
hasn't
side
mentioned it.
quest in
We're
the
going to
future.
mention it.
Yeah,
We-
yeah.
It has not come up in the conversation. That's going to come up later. So basically, we're going to let her finish out her day here, if she wants. Then we're going to go see Boss Man to buy the property because we have the funds in pocket right now. We can just outright buy it.
And do you know what the best part is, Ruffles?
Yeah.
The wheels in her head are now turning about being able to fund it herself. We're a party of adventurers. We are in prime opportunity to be like, awesome.
By the way, you can pay us to do the thing you want us to do.
It's a big old series of each handing each other a gold coin in a circle.
Yep. All right. So yeah, we'll as soon as she says, yeah, deal. All right. Well, we'll go finish securing the property and then give her the address and be like, would you like to meet us there tomorrow?
Absolutely.
That way you can start working on layout and design so we can get carpenters in there for you.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you're just gonna set up an account or something that I can draw on for it, I can start having the carpenters. I can arrange all that myself. I've dealt with the various guilds in the city, before. It's not a problem to just consider that part of my responsibilities of running your lab.
Well, we have some downtime to kill, so we can handle the ins and outs with the carpenters. That shouldn't take less than a week to get those guys situated on the design. And then if there's any tweaks that you need to make done, we could set aside some funds for that if it's necessary. But I don't think it will be if we're working together on this. But we have some downtime, so it's something I thought we could do. Save you the headache.
Sure, if you want. You're the boss. I do know you don't strike me exactly as being born Havians. I do know some of the people in the various guilds that I can at least trust not to rip us off.
All right, yeah. If you don't mind giving me some of those names, I'll take them down.
Yeah.
And we can talk. To
She
them.
gives you some names. I'm not going to bother making actual
Yeah.
names for them. But yeah, she basically, she's someone who's lived here her whole life, so she knows some people in these
Yeah.
guilds, and she does say they do good work, and she trusts them not to rip us off.
Yeah, essential. Long-term living in one place, you get to know who's good, who's not, especially if you're out drinking with them every night.
Exactly.
I can tell you that from like hometown Wisconsin. I can. You name a business, I know somebody that works in it.
Exactly. Yeah, she knows people, or she knows people who know people, i.e., reputationally.
Exactly. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
which will simplify getting
Okay.
all that stuff set up.
So yeah, we'll plan to meet tomorrow morning at the flower shop then, and then let's go make an appointment with our big friend.
Okay. Yeah, you make an
Which
appointment.
big friend?
The
The guy selling the property.
Ah, okay.
The guy the elf that weighs 400 pounds.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Abundantus. He the obese elf.
Gargantuous. Sure, that
Voluminous.
Blaze calling behind his back.
Corpulent, even. Anyway, yes, you guys go to his offices. Turns out the secretary's like, yeah, well, his previous appointment fell through. He's got open time now if you want to go in there and talk to him.
Oh, absolutely. Perfect.
Go right ahead. She gestures to the door.
All right, we head in.
All right, yeah, you guys walk in. He greets you again, jovial. Yeah, Lucina, Freeman, Ipfin, you didn't speak before. I didn't get your name. Pointing at Stein and Ugio. Regardless, drinks, rum, right?
Rum is always good.
Yeah, he pours out, basically a pint glass of rum for everybody.
I do the
I like
same thing
this
I
guy.
did before.
All right.
Are you gonna buy it all right at the beginning of the conversation? All right, let's do this.
All right, yeah, you just
Glass.
pour the whole glass down your thing. Make your con save, Ipfon.
Mm-hmm.
Low.
Yeah, that stuff's hitting you pretty hard. As Abundantus laughs and he does this. Man after my own heart, as he just immediately drains his own glass. He seems to handle it a little bit better though. Before opening another bottle of rum and pouring Ipfon each of you another pint of rum. Anyway,
God damn it. I have to do it. I have to. I have no other choice.
okay, yeah, even as you're grabbing and draining it, go ahead and make another con save. He says, anyway, to business. Lucina, I assume you've finished sorting out your finances?
Ruffles?
Yeah.
Sorted?
Yeah, we're walking around with enough money right now.
Making certain. As soon as look over to him. We have the money right here.
Indeed. He opens a drawer, slaps a piece of parchment on his desk, and I have the deed right here. How do you plan to pay for it?
How does platinum sound?
Platinum's fine. Do you have it on you?
Indeed.
Great. And he just gestures to a scale. If you just put it on that.
All right, I would have, taken
Just-
the time to count out the 420, so that it would have been 1,500, and throwing that on the scale.
1,500. The deal's for 15K.
Yeah, 1,500 platinum.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was thinking in terms of gold pieces worth. All right, yeah, the currency value, not the amount of coinage. Yeah. You put the 1,500 coins on there, and he it's a large scale meant for these types of transactions. Like, all righty then, He signs a deed, hands it over to you, Lucina. I am perfectly happy to do business with you at any time. Good luck with your acquisition.
Thank you. Much obliged.
Indeed.
All right.
And
now
then
we
he
gotta go to the
drains
town
the
hall.
pint following it.
Huh.
Of course.
Where on the character sheet do deeds in my name go?
Other property.
Where's that?
It's under the extra equipment.
Other holdings.
Yes, what should I call this?
What was the name of the flower shop? Well,
Well,
what we're gonna call it. Whatever you want to name it.
Yeah, deed to whatever you want to rename it, because in my notes it's known as the Demon Flower Shop.
That does actually still sound cool.
I look at the guy and say, "You
It's
want to
our alchemy
go
lab.
3 for 3?"
Absolutely. He pours another pint for each of you.
Friedman's just sitting back, sipping his, enjoying the show.
You know I gotta do it. Fuck.
Actually, hey, Ruffles, what's the name of that town that we have holdings in?
Smart.
Sounds
The
good.
little one, Fortfort.
Well, you don't have holdings there
Well,
yet.
we have potential holdings. That's why we need to go to a rebel.
Yeah, so Ipon just fell unconscious. 3
Alright,
pints
I'll
of
carry him
rum. As Abundantius just laughs like, your friend, while he is a big eyes, he apparently, as he slaps his own, rather flubbery gut, does not have the mass to keep up with me, I'm afraid.
There are still.
And then I'll say some. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'll say something along the lines of like an elvish equivalent of his eyes were bigger than his stomach.
Yeah,
Elvish.
he laughs and basically nods and completes the idiom with you as a type of cultural key touchstone type deal.
That's cool. There are
All
still
right.
2 full glasses in front of the doctor.
Oh, you don't drink?
The doctor does not drink.
Well, I'm sure he will polish them off once we leave.
Yeah,
He
the
doesn't seem
doctor
like the
does
type
not-
that would waste
knows
alcohol.
his senses when he's making alchemy. He's an alchemist. He can't have his senses dulled.
Yeah, you're an alchemist. Alcohol is a solvent, not a drink.
Yeah, he's wondering why y'all keep drinking this down. He uses it to break up stuff.
All right. So, well, we should probably go find some carpenters now and get started on that. So when we get there tomorrow, they're there. So we can.
Yeah, you're able to spend the rest of the day just kind of running to like the carpentry guild, the smithing guild, the masonry guild. Using the names that Jezebel gave you, and yeah, they're able to start working. They're estimating that all told, it will probably, this is with Jezebel, kind of directing everything. The that first month of budget is basically going to be spent in a couple of days to outfit the lab. By the time you leave, they will have spent 150 gold outfitting the lab to do research on this material. By the way, how much of it are you leaving behind for them to experiment with?
I was figuring, and this is going to be we have 3 kegs, correct?
We'll split a keg into 2
Nope.
smaller ones and leave half. one
Yep.
for her.
We have 3 or 4 kegs right now under. I was going to suggest leaving half of 1 keg and then putting the other half in flasks. So we'll have 15 flasks, or I suppose 15 flasks worth. We'll put 30 into flasks because it's 1 keg to 30 flasks, and then leave her 15 flasks.
Which, of course, we're going to make sure are properly padded.
Oh yeah, between Mister's character and my character, we can basically do that with our eyes closed now. We've done it so many times.
I figured I'd have to check. It'd be really unfortunate if, we're walking away from the building, chatting
Boom.
about the futures, and then just the front of it.
Yeah, basically, I'm assuming that 15 or the 150, which I would actually leave an extra 100 for her for after we're done, with the remodel budget. Leave an extra 100 for her initial, startup alchemy stuff. I'll write all the
parts and
numbers out
equipment and
and
stuff
put them
like
in
that.
chat.
Okay. Yeah, and then you guys were talking about using a bunch of money to set up like a trust or something to pay
Yep,
them out.
So we'll need to do that too. So yeah, would she have? She probably would have given us a reasonable lawyer kind of person from that list.
Yes, she
Insurance and all
does
that.
know a legal concern in here.
All right. Well, we'll go visit them and set up that trust. Well, the both trust. One for her salary, one for the business.
As a
Well,
precaution,
You know, I just want to point this out. We're putting an awful lot amount of money in trust in somebody we don't even know.
I mean, she's an alchemist. We just gave her dream job,
Well, I
and we
know
haven't
that,
even gotten
but I'm
to
just
talking
saying.
to her about the inner sea stuff. Because that's gonna
Right.
when we see her tomorrow morning for when we do all the setup. Unless we want to just fast track a whole day for all of that to progress, just to save time.
Also,
well-
didn't Lucina do insight and get like max roll?
oh
Yeah.
yeah. Like
Yeah, no,
like this
she's checking out.
oh yeah. This individual seems on the level, and also we have like just landed a life-changing dream job in her lap. She's not going to try to rock that boat or talk herself out of it. Actually, that being said, whether or not we tell her about this is a different thing, but should we also put in a not so much a stipend, but a life insurance policy on her? You know, in the event that she,
Blows
dies,
herself up.
yeah, cover the resurrection cost and get her brought back.
Would that be something that's doable with the legal team under?
Why, yes, that you can in fact insure, get life insurance that will cover a resurrection.
Yes. We should
right.
do that. The best part will be not telling her about it. That way, if she blows herself up and gets brought back, it'll be this whole question of, well, who did it? Turns out we took out a life insurance policy on her.
All right, what's the price tag on that, and then the price tag for setting up the trust, just so I can add that into the total that we're spending.
So there's two kinds of insurance that you can buy on somebody like this. There is a sort of prepayment where for 400 gold, as long as you can get a body to the Aether, this is actually sold by the Aether. If for 400 gold, if you can bring a body within that's only been dead for at most 10 days to them, that has this policy on it, they'll raise them with no further charge. One time.
Okay. Or
There's an actual insurance legal office that will pay for a full resurrection one time of somebody that dies of unnatural causes at a cost of 850 gold.
I think the second one sounds better.
The important thing is that with the second one, it is you are not responsible for bringing the body to a temple to be raised.
It's less time sensitive too.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean they basically take your money. There's some signing of paperwork with the name of the insured individual, and then they file it and give you a copy of the policy.
All right, and then the cost for all the filing and stuff. I'm sure there's some price with that. City of
It was
Bureaucrats and all?
included in the 850.
Okay.
You,
And then
you're
the
basically pay.
processing-
It's like a flat rate for this law. Apparently this is a fairly common thing in the city, so they just have like a flat rate. You pay this amount of money, you sign some paperwork, and it's a done deal.
I was asking more for the setting off the trust. 'Cause we're leaving
The trust. Okay. So the trust, the lawyers can manage your money and dole it out per whatever stipulations you say. They charge on an annual basis 10% of the money under management. And you can either pay them a lump sum up front, and however many years that lasts, it's how long they'll manage the money before sending it back to you, any residual, or they can take it from the money under management. It's entirely up to you how you want to structure it.
So the price tag's the same. It's just how we want to give them 750 up front, or have them just take it out of the trust itself.
Right. Yeah, if you intend this to be a perpetual or undetermined amount of time, setting it up to be taken from the money under management is probably the most straightforward way.
Yeah. So that's what I got. It probably doesn't make a lot of sense.
All right, so you're talking about that. You forgot taxes. It's $200 a year for property taxes on that property.
Oh, right. Okay. Then I need to add that plus 400. So six even be easiest. That's 750, or 750. So 6,000. So there's a little extra residual in there. And then the intention is setting it up for 2 years, because we'll obviously probably put more money in it later. But this is just setting up the initial 2 years to get her running. But I mean, out of the 100 that we're potentially getting from the deck of many things, it's only 6,000. That's actually a pretty good price for the research on that powder. If you think about how potentially useful that's going to be for us. So yeah, we'll call it 6
is
just
it
so it's
about the
easier.
powder, by the way?
But I'm assuming you want to note down the specifics under, so that's why I have it broken up like I do.
Right. So, yes, you're talking about generally paying out about 2,000 gold a year, 600 per year for a salary, 1,200
Yep.
per year for
then,
operational costs, 200 a year in taxes. So that's 2,000 gold a year.
350 for the management, or 375 for the management.
Yep.
Oh, I might have did the math wrong for that. Yeah, because I have the extra 150 in there, so that actually would be 35 for the management. So that would actually be 600 for that. Because I have the extra 150 in the total for the first month of construction, so that should actually be 600, which drops that to 52. So that is 5,600. So yeah, 6,000 actually, that leaves an extra 400 cushion, which is perfect.
All right. Yeah, and they'll set this up to basically take these out, to take out their management fee. They just charge it once a year at the beginning, like the first of every year is when they charge management fees on these types of trusts.
All right. Well, that's all taken care of then.
Yeah. And yeah, you can set that up. I'll leave it up to you for tracking that. And then you're just depositing the 6,000 right away that you still have?
I don't quite have 6. We're going to have to wait to do that. But we do have 4,000. So like the initial, like, well,
yeah,
we're moving some funds around. Same old spiel. We're moving some funds around. We're going to put 4,000 in right now. We'll put the other 2,000 in at a later point in the week.
All right. Is there anything else you're doing in town after setting this up besides just waiting for the auction to finish?
I don't think so. Anybody in the party want to do anything?
Nope. Not that I can think of right now.
So, what is it about the
I think
was it
HK will be at
mushroom
the
poison
new
stuff?
workshop.
You mean Dr. Frankenstein will be at the new bookshop? Or the new workshop? Yeah, you'll probably be there helping with
Being set
Jezebel
up
with the
and going
design.
over
Yeah.
all the things and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, she's
So
like getting it
Frankenstein's right
organized, directing the various contractors, getting the lab set up. You figure, by the time you leave, it'll probably take another week or so before she can actually start doing any work, just because they do have to build the place essentially from the inside.
Oh, I have a very good idea. The safe the ridiculously overprotective safe. We should put that there for her. That's on the ship still. That safe worth 300 gold that has a DC 28 lock.
Mhm.
Yeah, we should move that there and put it in the basement with some sort of hidden enclosure for her.
Okay, I'll go get it.
Yeah, you guys are
Well,
able
I mean,
to transfer it
it's-
over. It's not a problem.
Yep, just moving it's not a big deal. But then I can mark that. If you Gilbert, do you want to put that on your other holdings so it's with that location?
But what?
The ridiculous safe that HK made that we hung on to.
What's its DC?
I'm getting you its DC and dimensions. And on my sheet. Oh, actually, I do have one thing. That fancy rapier, worth about 100 gold. Still
Mhm.
have that. Probably should. I should find myself a new mark in Haviat. See if I can find a idiot collector here.
Well, I would say go ahead and make a deception check then to see, during your carousing, if you're able to get anyone to buy into the whole, Sword of Alexander the Great story.
All right.
Yeah, you find some young, looking well-to-do person who, you get the sense that his family's wealthy, and it's inherited for him. So he isn't particularly worldly, and seems to be kind of buying into your rare sword story.
All right. Well,
Oh, goody,
I
a
try to
rich idiot.
convince. Yep, I know. I got one in Lushingworth and one in Haviat now.
And just
They're my favorite people to sell things to.
what's the sword normally worth?
It's worth about 100 gold, is what you told me.
All right. Yeah, you'd be able to get 144 gold for it from him.
All right. Deal. $144.
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to verify. I heard the 40, but I wasn't sure if I heard the 4.
Yep. No worries.
Okay. All right. I need to find another idiot from history to give this one a name.
Yeah, you're able to sell that to him. Otherwise,
Timothy Dexter.
Okay. If nothing else, your time in Havia will pass rather uneventfully. It just on the 5th day, which is the 32nd of Granite. In the morning there is a rather well-dressed gnome at the Shouting Cup when you guys wake up, and he informs you that he is in fact from the auction house, that the auction has concluded, and if you present yourselves there today, they will give you your proceeds.
I love hearing that.
Excellent.
Well, then he bids you a good day, and he steps out.
All right. Well, I think we should go to the auction house, guys.
Mm-hmm.
And get some money.
How much are we getting, by the way? Like, how much
We don't
did you put it up for?
They put it up for 100, and if they sold it, that means we made at least 100. It could have gone higher than 100. We do not know. We need to go to the auction house.
100 gold for a deck of
100,000.
many things? Oh. Okay. I was gonna say that's
You gotta get your
extremely
mind out of the
lowballing it.
small scale money talk. We're talking
We got
in
lots
thousands
and
now.
lots of money.
Yeah, we're talking anytime you hear me say a number, 9 times out of 10, put 3 zeros after it. Unless I say something like 100 gold. If I say 100 and I don't say gold, I'm saying 100,000.
Okay. Sorry,
But you
my
also have
other
to
section
understand.
is
No, it's
still...
fine. You have to also understand that's part of my real life job. I handle large quantities of money. So when I'm talking with my boss and I say 8, I usually mean 8,000.
Okay.
So you guys are heading to the auction house?
Absolutely.
All right. Yeah. You get to the auction house. There's this other. It looks like it's the same gnome acting as like the doorman. He opens it up for you, bids you enter. You're shown to the same well-appointed office as before. The human standing behind the desk says, welcome. Well, I have some very good news. The auction was a splendid success. And your item sold well above your reserve price.
That's good to hear.
Yes. Now, we also received a note here of you had apparently written a letter of credit for 3,000 against your earnings.
Yeah, we had to get a politician back alive as soon as possible, and we didn't quite have the funds at the time.
Indeed. Well, we've already sent a runner to take care of that, so that's been discharged, but subtracted from your results. And then so with that and our own fees, your total outcome is 168,000 gold pieces.
Humana,
Right,
humana, humana.
just to verify, I'm writing 168 for our number, or 165.
168 is the amount of currency he has on hand, like for you to take.
68,000.
Thousand.
We got the
Yeah.
funds.
Yes.
Anybody need any plate? Anybody need anything?
Yep, we're gonna go to the potion shop and stock up like crazy. Because that was what. So you remember, Mister, our initial, you being mad about the deck of many things. I cannot thank you enough for being mad about it and actually speaking up. Because if you hadn't, we would have just bought those potions and moved on, and we wouldn't have had the funding
We only
for
made
the alchemy shop.
15.
We wouldn't have disgusting
made
oodles of cash.
1,000% more money than I initially had sold it for as an idiot. So
Guys,
again, I genuinely appreciate you for speaking your mind.
I think we need to reconsider our plans for this campaign. I propose we retire right now.
I suggest we get us a wagon or a cart. that we
A
don't
ship?
need. Well, we have a ship already, though.
Well, we have a ship at our leave. It isn't our ship.
Wait, hold on. We're gonna want to confirm something with Underdark. I know on Mondays, Underdark, it's any transfer of money, 10,000 gold pieces or more, and the dragons show up. Is that still the same in this setting? Do we need to be worried about dragons across the world knowing we have come into a large sum of money?
So, yes and no. If you guys make it well known that you're literally sitting on a hoard of gold, all sorts of ne'er-do-wells will come after you. Part of the reason you went through this auction service is because it was handled anonymously. No one knows who it was that just sold this. No, you don't know who bought it. The point is you get gold and nobody else knows that you have this gold yet.
Awesome.
Now, if you start flashing it around, OPSEC's on you guys. So you could attract the types of attention you might not want. It might be dragons, or it could be other things, depending on the part of the world you're in. Dragons are more common to the north than down here. Closer to the dragon throne.
We're not going to be carrying 168,000 gold around with us.
Had to make sure that we didn't need to worry about.
There's no universal force dragon that just suddenly perked up.
Yeah, there's just a dragon sitting in his lair. Servants serving him tea or something, and he perks up. New money.
Yeah, he's got a new indicator on his HUD.
Yeah, there's new money in the treasure hoard neighborhood.
Well, after he says 168,000, I'd be like, well, do you recommend a good bank?
Sort of, not really. He sizes. The problem is you are adventurers. Any bank that you give your money to will work well for you while you're here in Havia, but as well known as we are here, you're still going to take massive discounts if you attempt to use a letter of credit against a bank here in Havia when you go to other major cities in the world. Generally speaking, for people of your disposition, they tend to take a mixture of specie and trade bars.
Species?
All right.
Coin.
Different countries have different actual coins.
Actually, we got this portable hole.
I was going to suggest that. How about we convert half of it to just small, portable, valuable items?
So, a 1 pound platinum bar is 500 gold value. Like, it's 500 gold worth. It's like 50 gold. It's 50 platinum coins melted into a bar.
So that would be ideal.
Yeah, so they can arrange for this currency to be broken down in any way you would like. Whether you want that in bars of precious metals, they can get gems, they can get you a specie coin, and they can handle all of that and simply deliver it as such. This would have been part of the negotiation when you were setting up the auction, is how you would have wanted to be paid.
Yeah, so I think we should take. Well, we need to tell them we need to send a letter of credit for 2,000 to the lawyers. Take care of that, so we're at 66,000.
Okay. Yeah, he nods. Says, that is easily doable.
And then, let's see. Probably take 60K as spending, so just platinum coin. And then the other 106K as tangible object. So what would you guys consider? Because we have the portable hole. Messina has a fair point. So, throw a couple of large barrels in there with platinum bar and diamonds or something.
Personally, I'd say like a talent would be better than a barrel.
Well, some way to store it. And then obviously leave some on the ship. And then, honestly, we could probably send some back to Lushingworth to store there. That way it's not all in one place, if that makes sense. So send like 50,000.
Swirl and start burying 500 gold piece intervals in hundreds of places.
Then so let's say send 50,000. So okay, then I guess this would be something we could discuss or could have had discussed. How much would it cost to ship 50,000 coin or 50,000 value to Lushingworth for long-term storage there, keeping their vault in their castle?
So, you would know that if you were to, as vassals of the Viscount, if you showed up with this large amount of currency and you wanted to keep it in his castle, he would generally be expected under feudalism to kind of do that for you, especially as you're telling him, you kind of have plans to improve his lands with it, the lands that he's giving you. So, it would not be a problem for him to hold it. Getting it there is the issue. Yeah. So, traditionally, you would charter a cargo vessel to take it, and you would generally want to buy insurance against that value.
Well, I think we know an insurance guy. We just so happened to buy some property off him recently.
You, in fact, do know an insurance guy.
This is
All
going
right,
to be such a
so-
great session. Pete's going to be like, so what happened last week? Well,
We bought some
See.
insurance.
we made a startup company. We set up a line of credit, readied some probate and beneficiary, and a life insurance policy, and then we did more insurance.
This is the most exciting in-town session I think we've ever had. It's not just boring shopping. It's like, hey, by the way, you guys have a fuck ton of money. So anyway,
We could buy our entire stores.
oh yeah, absolutely, but that's not the goal here. Like, yes, obviously we could turn it back into capital very easily, but that's a lot of headache to manage. We don't want to do that. So, okay,
Sure.
let's go with
Well, see, Ruffles, that's why we get some hirelings to manage it for us.
but it's still out of game management is going to get ridiculous. Like the actual us having to deal with the hassle of doing. I mean, I'm sure Under could work up something quick and easy, but it's never quick and easy with Under, and we know that. So I would rather not try investing in properties that will suddenly, combust. So anyway, let's do so. Then and then how do you spell Havia? I don't have my sheet open. Havia. Oh, it's just okay.
It's like it sounds.
Well, 66K spending. So we want 50K in bulk to move to Lushingworth. So as high of a value as small a product, so that it's easy, easy to move the item. And then we need to go talk to our insurance buddy. And then probably set up a line of credit inside of Havia, because I'm sure we'll be back. But I'm pretty sure 66,000 will be enough for us, because that 50,000 line of credit we can use in the potion shop and stuff. So we'll still have the 60,000 in the bag of, or the portable hole. Does that make sense? So 66,000 in platinum pieces, 50,000 with whatever reputable bank they recommend, and then 50,000 as platinum or adamantium bars, whatever is high value, low volume for long distance shipping.
Yeah, so in terms of a line of credit, what they can do is because they routinely handle large, valuable transactions, to help prevent it from becoming known who you are, which is important in Havia because that's how people get targeted for assassinations and the like. They can act as the intermediary, and you can write letters of credit to them like you were doing before.
Okay.
So they can act as a bank in terms of holding your money, and you can write lines of credit against it. They have, given the large quantity involved, they are willing to do that for you without any additional cost. Getting you 66,000, so 6,600 pieces of platinum coin, not a problem for them. They'll have that ready to go by the time you get up to leave. Sending 50,000, so 5,000 platinum pieces to Lushingworth is the rub, is they don't directly handle any of that in-house. Their recommendation is you put it in a crate and you contract a cargo company, like a merchant, to ship it when he's going to Lushingworth, as just like a cargo contract, and that you take insurance out against it. That pays out if, for whatever reason, the goods fail to make it to Lushingworth within a reasonable amount of time.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Whatever would be he would recommend as a tangible good that wouldn't be too much of a red flag.
Well,
That way we can
he's
move the money
suggesting
without it being directly money.
I mean, he would suggest just putting it as gems.
Okay.
Especially if it's like diamonds are well known for their spellcasting components for resurrecting people, and it's not unusual for, say, a major city to import a large quantity of diamonds to make sure they have them on hand, especially if they're expecting a war. He said this might mess with some of the intelligence agencies, thinking that Lushingworth's planning on going to war against somebody soon. But that's not your problem or Lushingworth's.
Are we sure it's not Lushingworth's problem? They have like at least 5 intelligence agencies there.
Just imagine the misinformation that's going to get spread from this.
Right, like you're
50,000 worth of
accidentally going to kick off. You're going to kick over a bunch of intelligence agencies who are going to panic when they see that. Similar to
And
when
then,
you start
yeah.
seeing fresh blood being moved towards your border, from the guys across the border. That's the time when you start panicking about, is your military ready? That being
Demsworth.
that being said, the shipping itself is going to be costly, as with the insurance, just because of the length of journey. The chances of something going wrong are not low.
Okay. Well, we'll talk with the insurance guy about that. And then the shipping cost is something we could tangibly talk about before we get to him.
I mean, yeah, you could go to there's lots of import-export houses, and doing brokerage to send something is pretty straightforward. Generally, they charge by the weight.
Good thing we picked diamonds.
Exactly. So, you've only got maybe, a single 100-pound crate to send. And that contains everything.
Yep. That works for me. All right, so what's their price tag for shipping it? And we'll tell them we're going to be setting up insurance on it, obviously.
Right, yeah, they recommend you get insurance, but they don't handle insurance themselves. That's a separate contract.
That's okay.
Their contract is basically that they will take the goods, you bring them to the dock, they take it from the dock, they load it on their ship, they get it to Lushingworth, they unload it from the ship onto the dock at Lushingworth. Everything else is your problem. Insurance,
Yep.
getting it to and from the 2 docks, all of that, your problem.
Yep. Well, we know some guys.
Yeah. And that will cost, let's see, so that is 860 gold pieces.
Okay, take it out of the 6,000.
Does it matter which thing you take it out of?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, taking it out of the crate would
because
be rather
of how
tough.
I'm tracking the funds, yes, it does actually matter. So 800 and how much? Sorry.
860 gold pieces for the FOB contract from
All right.
Havia to
And that
Lushingworth.
leaves us with
50K,
65,
66K,
140.
50K. Holy shit.
Yeah, the 50K line of credit it's just to keep track of the numbers easier. If I take it out of the spending money, that money is a lot more fluid. The line
So
of credit
how
is
much-
basically going to be used for buying potions and stuff.
How much in all total do we have?
1,600 and 165,140 left.
Oh,
And then we need to go find, a
shit.
gem dealer and be like, hey, we want to buy 50,000 worth of diamond from you.
Well, you would have just told the auction house that you want, as your payment, you want,
Oh, right.
50,000
Yeah,
gold
yeah,
worth
they
in
take care of that.
diamonds. They present you with a crate that has 50,000 gold worth of diamonds in it. It's like, all right, here's your payment.
All right. And then they're the line of credit, so we got that taken care of. And then they also gave us the 6,600 platinum.
Mhm.
Okay. And so, yeah, we got that. So let's go back to our insurance buddy and do some drinking.
Yes. So you
yes.
you guys show up. It's
Does this man
close.
have a hangover?
It found make a con save.
Okay.
I mean, it's been more than a day, so.
Yeah,
this
but
point.
now we're gonna find out if he had a hangover. Yes, you had a mild hangover. It only
Okay.
lasted a few hours though when you woke up.
That's fine.
Yeah, you show up. The secretary recognizes you coming. He's like, welcome. Yeah, he's got some time for you. Gestures to the door.
Excellent. Well, we head in.
Yep. All
I
of
greet him like an old friend this time.
Oh yeah, he returns it. You guys are all jovial. He pours pints of rum for everybody.
You know what I'm about to do.
I know what you're
You
about to
already
do.
know.
He go ahead and make your con save as you pour the entire thing down your helmet.
You know,
Yeah,
you'd be
I'm-
way
I'm
better
not
at this
even-
if you were a dwarf.
I do have the belt of Dovunkan, but I don't think that does anything for drinking.
Yes, that
It does,
You have
yes.
advantage.
This is
You
a
have
versus
advantage.
poison. Alcohol's a
what is
poison.
that? Oh my god, he would have been fine the whole time. Rolling with advantage with a +9.
Well,
It's
make
a
your
plus
roll.
6, not +9.
Ipvan, remembering to put on his fancy belt today.
Drinking belt.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. We were around town, so we probably didn't have it on every day.
The belt would give you advantage, so you can do that again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
okay-ish. You're feeling it though. Yeah. But Dantius starts sipping at his, and he says, "Sorry, Ipfam, but had a big client earlier, and I've been drinking pretty heavily all day. Want to actually be able to walk home in a straight line, you know?"
Yeah, fair enough.
That's what the street's for. The street's straight. You don't have to stay straight.
He points fingers like, "You'd think that, but the last time,
Building came out of nowhere, didn't it?
no worse. The pier came out of nowhere, and I just went right over.
How
Nearly
did you end up
drowned.
at the pier?
I have no idea."
Sounds like a story for another day. Well, we're here for your other line of employment. We're actually looking to insure some cargo.
Indeed. Where's it headed?
Have you at to Lushingworth, 50,000 worth of gem.
Okay. And you're just looking for like a standard, if there's confirmation that it's been destroyed or lost, or doesn't make it within, say, a year, it's assumed lost, and it pays you out the cargo value.
Yeah, whatever your standard going rate would be for that, I'm sure you'll be plenty fair, considering our previous transactions have benefited both of us.
All right, yeah, he pulls out some scratch paper, starts kind of scratching. He's like, all right, it will cost 4,430 gold pieces to insure that cargo.
Deal.
Excellent.
Fucking cheap. That's cheap. I thought it was going to be a lot more than that.
10% of the cargo value isn't that unusual.
All right. What was that number again?
4430.
All right. Perfect. That leaves us with just over 60,000.
Can I take Stein's drink?
I mean, would Stein prevent you from taking his drink?
He doesn't drink, so.
He's probably not even there. He's probably still at the fucking.
True. Yeah, you're probably
Yeah,
still.
he'd be.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So yeah. I guess hers isn't one poured for Stein. Sorry, Ipfon.
It's okay.
But you would have gotten a second one poured as soon as you chugged your first one.
Yeah, he would have.
I would?
He is a good
Oh.
host. You have no idea how he has this constant supply of rum bottles, but he does.
Oh, I do. A wet bar the size of an office. You take it in droves.
Like,
All right,
like that's
so-
just.
Signed all that away. That's taken care of. And then I think we should check on our alchemist and Stein, see how their progress is going. Because it's been 2 or 3 days now.
It's been 5 days.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're at end of journey. That's right.
It's been fun drinking.
Oh, and yeah, before we leave, I'll be like, hey, what's the name of that rum? Can I get one of the empties so I can pick some up for a friend of mine?
Absolutely. They don't put a label on the bottles, just on the case of it. He bends down. Let's see. This is I don't know, it's some gnomish brand. DCH Brewery. Or no, that's distillery. Sorry, my gnomish is a little rusty.
DCH, you say?
DCH Distillery, yep. It's a local thing
Huh.
here in Havia.
Huh. Interesting. We'll have to pay them a visit. I love the sound of it. And in trade for all of your generosity, I'll give you this as a parting gift. And I pull out the bottle of rum from the other place, the dead people. I can't remember the names. That really nice bottle of rum that I bought down in the Necron cities.
Okay, yeah, I got you.
Arcazar?
Yeah, Arcazar.
Arkansas, yeah. I don't
Necron
remember names like
cities.
that. Necrons, yeah, that's all I could think of is like the necrophilia people. But then yeah, I'll give him that because that was a really nice bottle of rum. I paid a good value for it.
Yeah. He's like, ooh, that's interesting. Join me for a drink, as he gets another set of glasses and pours, not a pint because the bottle isn't that big, but like a decent like a couple of fingers in each glass and kind of toasts you with it.
Well, here's to good tidings and new friends.
Yep. Yeah, and then you guys drink, and it burns the whole way down. Like, while it was expensive, the quality was not particularly high. Turns out undead, not great makers of alcohol.
And then I'll, after, doing a little half cough, be like, well, you win some, you lose some. Some people just can't make alcohol right.
He's like, yeah, but, gotta say, I'll have to put that on the shelf. The novelty of it. Even if, I only want to use it to strip paint off my furniture.
Or get rid of a client you're less inclined to talk to.
That's what the trapdoors are for.
Ah,
Insight check.
that's what those themes were for.
Sure, make an insight check. You can't tell if he's joking or not.
With my passive, can I see inclinations of switches and trapdoors?
Yes. Yes, there are, in fact, certain seams that didn't quite line up correctly before, but now he says trapdoor, he kind of like, oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, the entire your side of the
are?
basically like your entire side of the desk can just be like collapsed into something. Presumably a basement.
Pull the lever, Kronk.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah, well, it has been a pleasure, my friend.
Exactly. Was something posted?
I played soundboard. You probably turned down.
Ah.
I did the Kronk wrong lever.
All right. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So yeah, you guys.
So head over to the new alchemist shop.
Yeah, you head over there. Did you guys think of a name to put on the sign, or you just leaving it Demon Flower shop?
Let's leave it up to Jezebel. It's gonna be
Yeah.
her shop, basically.
All right, she'll come up with something.
The Twilight Zone.
She might very well just take the sign down and leave it blank. No need to advertise what she's doing there.
Yep. This literally the first generator result. The Twilight Zone. For alchemist shop names. All right, but yeah, so we'll check in with her, see how the progress of the shop is going, and then make some small talk and potentially have it come up in conversation of her expedition, which Stein probably has mentioned once or twice. Hanging out with there for such a long term.
That'd be up to Mister whether or not he would have brought up that expedition during his time, or if it was all just business about the explosive mushroom powder.
No. We were all about the explosive stuff. That's all we were doing the entire time.
All right.
We didn't talk about anything else.
Yeah, it's a lot to do to set up an entire alchemy lab. So understandable.
Yeah, you're able to get to small talk, and when you mentioned that, she kind of sighs and says, "Yeah, I think there might be some useful materials to be grabbed from the bottom of the inner sea, but it's it takes a bit of funding to do it, and I didn't have the funds myself, so I was trying to get the guild of explorers, arcanists, and surveyors to fund it. The idea being that they would be able to map the bottom of the sea and explore it, and perhaps there would be like magical stuff involved besides alchemy to get the arcanists on side. And they didn't go for it. Too speculative for their interest, I think. But
And then
with the salary you're paying me, who knows? In a couple of years after we crack this explosive mushroom powder, perhaps I'll be able to fund it myself.
well, if you wanted to fast track it, how much do you need?
Well, let's see. We were talking about hiring about a dozen soldiers to protect it, a wagon, a couple more alchemists, a wizard to deal with the water. All told, based on the fact that it was probably going to take us 6 months, we were looking at around 5,000 gold worth.
Something you'd be interested in being in charge of as well as this alchemist project? If we were to make the funds available?
Honestly, not at the same time. I would not want to try to manage these experiments from afar. But after we crack the production of this and start setting up, say, the type of production that a lesser alchemist, someone who's more of a technician, might be able to routinely keep going to churn out this powder, by all means, I would then be very interested in taking you guys up on a sponsorship of the expedition.
Well, we're very interested, especially, and obviously Stein's probably still working and, taking measurements and, marking things and stuff, so I'll point over towards him and, well, we're rather interested in the information you were discussing and we had overheard about, especially our good doctor over there. And we were interested in actually taking up the expedition ourselves. We're quite capable. And we do have a ship, so we just sail through the straits and go that way. Although we wouldn't be doing any mapping or anything like that. We would just be doing rudimentary soil samples, so to speak.
She shrugs. The mapping was simply a way to try to get the explorers and surveyors on board, not anything I particularly have an interest in.
Well, if we were to send back samples and say, out of character rough timetable for us to sail into the sea, say spend 2 weeks diving, and then sail up to Arevria, and then the ship to sail back to Haviat, how long would that take roughly?
Stand by.
Ruffles, I'm going to find it real amusing when it turns out the adventure Underdark had planned for us in Evrevia, he doesn't scale up the levels. So by the time we finally get there, there's like a couple of CR4 mooks that get completely curb stomped by us.
So it would probably take like 30 days to get to the area of the Great Inner Sea that she was planning on surveying past, so you're not having to worry about interference from Heracrest. From there, it would probably take about 50 days to get to Evrevia, and then Evrevia direct back to Havia is another 50 days.
Okay, so 130 days of sailing plus whatever time we dive down.
Plus whatever time you spend at the endpoints, yes. So if you spend 2 weeks, so it'd be 16 days diving in the inner sea. Add that to that, and then however long you spend in Evrevia.
Well, I was thinking we send the ship back and then have him come back to pick us up, because we're probably going to spend a decent amount of time in Arevria.
Entirely up to you.
But, so if we were to send the ship directly back, so we would be at, what, like 5-6 months? For a return trip time for the with the samples? Call it 6 months. Be easiest. Half a year.
So it'd be 146 days. That'd be about 5 months, like 4.5 months actually.
Okay. Well then, yeah, we'll say so. We'll take up your venture. We're gonna be going that direction anyway. We've got dealings in Erevria, so we're headed north. We'll stop in the sea, get a couple of samples, and then while we're dealing in Erevria, we'll send the ship back here, and they can deliver those samples to you, and you can test them yourself.
Wait, wasn't her whole idea that she didn't want to be doing both things at the same time?
She didn't want to be doing both things while one of them was long distance. If she had to go to the sea on the expedition, she wouldn't be able to manage the explosive crafting. But if she's managing the explosive crafting with samples showing up at some random time, testing those samples isn't going to be very time demanding from her. It's the back and forth that would have been time demanding. So sending samples to her from the seabed with, rough locations for each of them, like, we sail, dive down one day, sail another day, dive down. So we take samples from several parts of the sea, if that makes sense.
Yeah, she indicates that the best chance of finding anything is going to be in the deeper sections of the inner sea, which is about equidistant between Heracrest and the Loser Dynasty on the map.
Okay.
It's basically the center of the big part of the inner sea.
Okay.
Also the deepest part, which is why it costs so much to go.
Right, it's the most evil part.
But yeah, no, if you can do that and send samples back, she will happily work on it in addition to working on the explosive powder.
Excellent.
Baines.
Well, everything else is set up. So we're pretty much set to sail then.
All right.
So hopefully you'll hear from our ship in 5 months. That's the target window anyway. If not, then 6 months. And if not after that, then, well, you're hired for the next 2 years, so...
Yeah,
Yes, you can.
she nods and says, yeah, I'll be busy. You know where to find me.
Excellent. All right. Yeah, we'll do one final sweep through town, pick up a case of that. So yeah, let's go find the DCH brewery, the distillery.
Yep, it's a small distillery in the north end of town. Just a small placard above the door, written in Gnomish, saying DCH Distillery, fine purveyors of rum and other spirits.
Is the DCH all one word, or is there periods in between?
There are periods in between and after the H.
That's what I thought. All right, let's head inside and meet the 3 gnomes.
Three gnomes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You didn't
walk
pick up
in.
on that? You didn't pick up on the fact that there's 3 initials, and it's gnomish.
I'll be honest, I wasn't paying close attention. I was handling bookkeeping on my end.
Yeah, you walk in. There's various gnomes walking about, large stills, the smell of grain and alcohol prevalent in the air. One of the gnomes walks up to you guys and says, hey! You're new faces? Welcome to the distillery.
We were hoping to buy some samples of your finest products and meet the owners.
Oh boy. I'll see if any of them are in. Hang on. He walks off. You hear him going up a set of stairs. There's a clatter. Sounds like a bottle fell over. A door opens.
Insight check.
Make an insight check, sure.
Fuck!
You can draw what conclusions you like. Another set of feet coming towards the door. One comes down. And you see this gnome. He's got like this kind of pointed hat on. And he's really jovial looking as he comes out and says, oh, well, it's you guys. Oh, shit.
I'm gonna
Welcome.
say that.
Welcome to DCH
Oh, no, we don't need to
Distillery.
incite
Can't say I ever
What is-
expected to see you guys again. How's it going? Yeah.
Well, you guys were a hard group to find.
Honestly, we weren't really looking for you. This was more coincidence.
Sure. Anyway, would you like a tour? How about a tour?
Sounds
I'm
great.
confused.
Seems like the place is
What's going on?
quite profitable. It looks like it's doing very good.
We have some customers that are appreciative of our spirits. Some are a bit wary. But, yeah, we make a living. Certainly beats what we were doing before.
Yeah, scamming adventurers is not a way to make a living, is it?
Well, to be fair, it is extremely lucrative, but it has a rather deleterious effect on one's lifespan.
Wait, you guys know this now?
You could say it was a bit shortening.
Ha! Yeah, exactly.
By all means, do not fear that we're angry. We were thoroughly impressed.
Thoroughly impressed. It was a very, very well constructed ruse.
So much so that our goal to seek you out was not for revenge; it was for potential hire in the future. We could
He's
use
like,
some
you know,
gnomes
as he's
with
like
your
walk through the
talent.
distillery, pointing out things like as you're saying this, and he's like, "Oh, are you guys actually lying, or are you actually saying that truthfully?"
I'm saying it genuinely.
I am being
I'm not being
completely
deceitful
honest.
at all.
Make
Yeah,
a persuasion
I
check.
was
then.
genuinely impressed. Yeah, Lucina did
I
the
will.
persuasion. Because yeah, I was genuinely impressed with that because again, it fooled Freeman, a mastermind rogue with a passive perception of 22. Not much
That's
gets
a-
by him.
That's a 30 on sincerity.
Okay. And he's like, about to open up another set of doors, kind of leading your tour through like this. 1 second. Just want to make sure there's, there might be a safety issue on the other side. I want to make sure it's all clear for you. Don't want you to get hurt. Just wait here for a second. As he
Insight check.
make an insight check.
I was going to say the same thing.
Go ahead. You can roll insight at the same time.
He seems
I don't
really
need to.
nervous. And also kind of on the verge of panic at the moment.
Oh, also, my apologies. Apparently, because my proficiency bonus went up, it's a +7.
Okay. Yeah, he seems like he's really panicking as he goes through the door and the door closes. You can still hear him through the door, and you hear him saying, "Hey, we don't need to shoot them. Put the crossbows away. Put the crossbows away." It's all good. It's all good. They're not going to kill us.
No, like genuinely, I would love to hire them as if we ever need to do some very large, elaborate illusionist ruse, they'd be perfect for the job. They fooled us. And Friedman's very hard to fool, so if you fool him, he's impressed with that ability, not
Right.
mad.
Right, but he made an assumption when he recognized you and was using some of the spells he had running to communicate to the other parts of this partnership, to prepare an ambush site to shoot you in the back of the thing because I figured you were here to kill them all.
Oh, that's great.
And we'll wait for him to, clear the ambush and come back. To
Yeah. Yeah, then
Oh,
his head pops through the door. It's like, great, you're still here. And he throws the doors open. Anyway, this is the next part of the tour. And he just goes on like nothing happened.
And then, Friedman will continue. And by all means, I didn't say that you don't owe us our money back. But you do owe us a favor now. Because we're not going to kill you. But we would like to use your services potentially in the future. And having some gnomish illusionists in your favor, I think that's a pretty good deal in my pocket. I mean, versus you dying and all.
Yeah, and he nods like, yeah, I mean, doing a favor for some friends is something we could perfectly work out. Just this sort of thing just sort of happened. It fell in our lap, so it's been good for us. But yeah, no, you're if you guys are friends, if you need a favor, we're more than happy to help.
Certainly.
That's
So,
great.
Ifan, to give you a quick rundown, when we came across, it was like a level 3 or level 5. No, it was like level 5 scroll. We tried selling it.
Dance macabre.
Yeah, Dance Macabre. And we got a buy contact really quickly. And I was kind of suspicious of that, but it went across relatively smoothly, but they were all illusionists. And they had basically
It was 3
out-
gnomes in a trench coat.
yes. They had
Mhm.
basically out illusioned us. I couldn't see through the illusions until it was too late.
I couldn't sufficiently
they-
insight them.
Yes. And Gilbert was rolling low on his insight. So they basically outwitted us, but we weren't mad at the fact that they outwitted us because they did leave us, I think it was like, what, 500 gems or something like that?
Yeah. They didn't completely scam us. They way undersold us, but we did get some 500 gold piece diamonds, which have been very useful.
Yep.
Mm.
And so basically we set out to find them. And so when Under said DCH, I was like, huh, and it's in Gnomish, huh? Because I pay attention and have a really weird memory.
The gnomes' names, the party would have been told, I think they figured it out at one point that the gnomes' names
The note.
are
They left us a
yeah,
note.
they left a note signed Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe.
Oh.
One second, I gotta go and tangle my dog.
And then
That's
the insurance
very
guy
funny.
is using DCH branded rum.
Mm. The same
Okay,
rum
dog
I've
is
been
free.
chugging this entire time?
Yes.
Basically, yes. And it's a
Huh.
reasonably good quality, and I'd like to buy a case. And when I say that, because then Ifin would have been like, "Wait, this is the rum we were drinking with that guy," and Freeman's like, "Yeah, I want to buy a case at a nice discount, by the way."
They're like, buy a case. You're a friend. Here. And he hands you a case.
Sounds good to me.
I like
So
one
we're going
too.
with cases 6 just to make it easier.
Say again?
We're going with cases 6 just to make it
Yeah.
easier for communication. Okay, so 6 bottles of really nice rum.
Yes. And
Can I get myself a case?
yes, you can. They'll happily hand out a case to you as well.
For free?
Yes.
Okay.
Because so basically the item we were selling was like what, 12 or 15,000 gold.
Yeah, they basically paid about 10. They basically cheated you guys out of 90% of the value of that scroll.
Oh,
So they owe us 10,000. So they're quite happy to give us a couple gold worth of rum. 'Cause
Yeah,
even a
right.
nice bottle of rum is only 5 gold each.
Yeah, like those cases, they've been selling them for 30 gold for the case. So
Which is a good price. But nowhere near what they actually owe us, hence me saying favor, because Freeman trades in favors. Favors are
Oh, yeah.
sometimes far more valuable
Yeah.
than gold.
and
Oh yeah.
and these are reasonably skilled illusionist gnomes who are also smart enough to not be obstinate about this and be like, yes, let's all be friends. We do friends favors. Oh, you want some rum? Absolutely, Fred. Here, have some rum.
We don't want to die because you probably will kill us. They're only illusionists after all.
Yeah,
Actually,
they're very realistic. They didn't think you would find them literally halfway around the world.
And here we are in their shop. But no, I'm quite proud that I remembered their freaking initials. I'm loving this already, Under. I really am enjoying this session so much.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we have found Dewey Cheatham and Howe's distillery.
Wait, Ruffles. You do know that this means that next Saturday is going to be a bloody grind against overwhelming odds, right? Massive
Oh, yeah, more than
casualties,
likely.
dead people everywhere.
also fun.
Could we how much is a strong box that can hold 10,000 coin? So we'll skip through the Dewey Cheatham and Howe conversation. We leave, and then let's do some shopping.
Hang on. So like a strong box that Can hold 10,000 gold pieces?
Well, 10,000 coin.
10,000 coins? Reasonably securely, I'm guessing.
Yeah, at least DC 20.
I'm gonna say it's about 30 gold for such a chest.
Oh. Well, let's get 3.
As you wish. They weigh 25 pounds each. Empty.
Yep, they're going in the portable hold to hold the money.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just letting you know, basically you can use the stats for a chest, except it has a DC 20 lock on it.
Okay. Lucina, are you tracking the portable hole now? Or do you want me to?
I can track the portable hole. Can you give me what numbers we got though for it?
Currently, we have 3 kegs,
I'll be right back.
and I don't think we have any other items in there. Right? Mister, what else was in the bag of holding that we had to empty out?
So, inside the
Just,
portable hole, I currently have 6x 50-pound thunder powder.
You have 6? That's
yes.
wrong.
That's what I was
Okay.
told. I have
Oh,
20 pounds of vitrified dolomite, 15 pounds of vitrified dolomite, 20 pounds of vitrified dolomite.
Oh, we gotta sell that. Dolomite?
Sorry, what's
Alright,
up with
I'm
the
back.
dolomite?
We gotta sell that. I forgot we had that. So we need
Alright.
to
How many thunder powder
Find,
should I have in there?
Hold on, let me load up HK because then it's back.
pretty sure we had when we were dealing with Pete's body, we had to pull 4 kegs out.
Yeah, that's how many I had. 4.
Yeah, out
And
of
we
the
just
bag.
used
I was
one
I
to
had
mix
4
in the,
barrels of
hole.
powder.
No,
And then I
we
gave
got the
them
portable
to
hole
Gilbert.
after.
I gave them to Gilbert 4 barrels of powder. I
Mhm.
gave them to Gilbert. And then in my bag of holding is still brewer supplies, jeweler's tools, and smith's tools. That's it. I don't have anything else in there.
All right. So, and because 2
Love
barrels
that
were
movie.
handed over, so there should be 4.
Yes.
Yeah, there should
Well,
be
3
4
because we just turned 1 into 30 flasks.
Well, yeah. And
We gave 15 flasks to Jezebel
keg,
for.
I don't need to know
For
how much she
experimentation.
has. I need to know what I have.
You don't have any flasks. You have 3 kegs.
3 keg. All right.
Yep, because the flasks are in the bag of holding. Stein's holding into those, so he should have 15 more flasks in the bag of holding. Because that inventory kind of just got transferred from Mister to Mister. We didn't really keep track of how many flasks were currently available. So as long as Mister has an extra 15, and we know that's something you should put in your holding spot with that safe, make sure you mark that there's 15 flasks there, Lucina, for her experimentation. So 15 flasks of boom boom powder.
In the hole.
No, that goes to the flower shop.
Okay, 1 second.
Yep, it's gotta go on your holding sheet.
And what's the DC of that safe?
The strong box, the safe is 28. That I posted straight in chat.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I'll go grab that. That's not too far up. Where the hell is that?
All right.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, Underdark, has she renamed the flower shop?
No, she's still working to set it up. You'll likely be gone by the time she finishes, and the name's probably the last thing she's gonna do.
Fair enough.
She's not going to care about the name because she's not making it as a shop front to sell stuff. It is purely being turned into a workshop.
How do you spell her name?
Jezebel?
Yeah,
Like
how do
the
you spell
flower?
that? I don't have 2 monitors. How do you spell that?
Oh, I put it in chat.
Julia, Echo, Zulu, India, Bravo, Echo, Lima. But then, yeah, with the safe, we'll give her a key so she has, a safe, secure spot for anything important to her, paperwork, etc. Basically, I was like, let's put the safe there. That way she has a secure spot to lock up any research and material. That way it's not just laying on a desk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so inventory's sorted now. So in the portable hole, you need to put 3 DC 20 strong boxes. And they weigh 25 each.
Three DC-20 strong box.
Strong boxes.
And how many pounds apiece?
25. And then also, I forgot about the dolomite. Could we potentially find a buyer that would be interested in vulcanized stone?
I mean, yeah, as a curiosity, you'd be able to sell it. Probably for
How many
about
pounds do we have, Gilbert?
a gold a pound, probably.
Okay, that's straight conversion.
Yeah, we have 55 pounds.
All right, just put it in your inventory as gold. You can keep that for party pocket money. And then 2 strong boxes will have 10,000 gold each. And the last one will have 4,000 something platinum. I will tell you that in a second. Seven, 10. $4,071 platinum. Actually, let's make it 4,000 even. I'll put 100 platinum in carry pocket money. Oh shoot, what was the price on those under?
On what?
30? The strong boxes, 30 each?
Yes, 30 gold apiece.
Okay. All right. That is dealt with. I'm trying to do that stuff as fast as possible so that we can get on with session.
Is there anything else you guys are doing in town before you leave?
Potion shop. We're gonna draw on our line of credit to burn some of that up.
Sure.
All right, I will go to the.
Do you remember that list I had?
No, I'm pulling up a whole new. We're just gonna repick because we have a lot more money to spend.
Honestly, the money wasn't going to change what I was going to buy.
Yeah. And just a reminder of prices for potions and scrolls in town.
So I assume there's no magic item stuff.
Other than that, no.
Okay.
You know, typically those things are handled through auctions, and they go for a lot of money. Like you have to remember, you guys made over 100,000 gold selling that deck. Other things are going to go for similar.
I don't think I'm gonna look for anything that's that fucking.
Well, we don't need it either.
Yeah.
All right, Ruffles.
Yeah.
10 bottled breaths. 5 oils of slipperiness.
You going with multiples of 6 or 5? We have 6 party members.
Wait, we do?
Hayes, Pete.
Oh. Yeah. Right. Hayes, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, make those 6 then.
Yep.
So 6
So-
bottled breaths, 6
12
oils of
bottles.
slipperiness. Let's go with let's go 2 animal friendship. 6 climbing. 6 comprehension.
All right.
3 growth. Three hill giant.
Okay.
12 watchful rest.
We still have the 6 from the first, so you want 12 more, so we have 3 each.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Six water breathing.
Don't you? Okay, I suppose, yeah. Having spares is...
Yep. It is so that we have a spare in the event that Dispel Magic occurs and Lucina is not present.
Okay. Mister, are there any potions or spell scrolls you would like? I still recommend that we get a couple of sending.
Sending is a 3rd level.
Well, we
Yeah,
need some
but-
to. Yeah.
But we can order them. Like, those are... It's just a matter of asking somebody to write one. And there's more of a price to
Would
it.
be the only thing I would need.
What do you need? Sorry, potion you blurred out.
Just potion of healing would be the only thing that.
How many do you want?
Um,
Pick a number, any number.
10.
And those we'll just pick up in the regular market under.
Yeah.
I'm not paying 80 for something I can get for 50 right next door.
I mean, they'll happily sell you potions of healing for 80, but yeah, you can get them for cheaper.
All right. And then scrolls. Any first level or second level spells that anybody wants? What's enhance ability? That's second, isn't it?
Second.
Stein, do you want some? Just to have? Say like 2 of them, just so you have 2 enhance abilities that you can use.
Well, if you get me a potion of, if you get me a potion of enhanced ability, could I?
No, spell scroll. It's a one-time use spell scroll.
Okay, I was wondering if I could transpose it into my book.
It would be up to under. I'm not sure.
That's just a wizard thing.
Well, I can do that though, right?
Are you a wizard?
Yes, I am a wizard.
Then, as long as you're at a level where you can cast that level of wizard spell, then yes, you can transcribe from the
school
skull.
Wizard, so I can cast level 2 spells.
So yes, then you can transcribe spell scrolls that you purchase.
Yes, so yeah, I want to purchase.
And then the 100 gold for spell components on top of that, just so I know the price.
So I will add that spell to my spell book.
All right. Any other spells that you can think of that you're like, I wish I had this, but you don't?
I am looking.
Lehman's Tiny Hut.
Is that a second level spell?
Third.
I don't know
Okay.
third yet. I don't know third yet.
Yeah, he needs
You
one
can't
more
cast
wizard
third.
level.
We
Need one more wizard.
I mean, we could pick up if is that one that we could possibly have written up?
So, yeah, you can commission a third level spell to be made. It takes 8 days and 1,000 gold pieces.
Oh, okay. We don't have to. I don't know if we want to wait a week.
Yeah, let's not.
Okay. Yeah, then we won't do any third level.
Would locate
they
object
have
be worth
sending-
getting?
We have other ways of doing that.
No, they
Would
don't
they
have. They don't have
sending-
higher level scrolls prepared. They're done on a commission basis only.
Okay.
Even sending.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if they might have had some in stock because it's a rather common spell. So that's why I was
While it is a common spell for mid to high level adventurers, it's very costly to use in terms of like a stocking resource. So they don't stock them.
Can I sell a spell scroll?
What do you have?
I have one of command.
Enhance ability, I can't put into my spell book because it's not one of the spells I can learn. It's not on my spell list.
Oh, it's not a wizard. It should be a wizard spell.
It is a wizard spell.
I'm a
should be able to.
bladeslinger, so I'm not.
It might not be all wizards.
What?
I am a blade singer, and it's not on my list.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's not a wizard spell. It's artificer, bard, cleric, druid, and sorcerer.
One more level of. If I go one more level of artificer, I would
Really?
get artificer second levels at 5th. But
Oh wait,
Do
no,
you-
Mister, from Tasha's. There,
Yeah, it might be part of that expanded stuff. I'm looking at it. Yeah, wizard. Do the optional variant class stuff via Tasha's.
okay.
yeah, we are using that, so you do have the expanded Tasha's list for it.
Okay, well then, so we are purchasing a scroll.
Yes, we are.
He can scribe it.
You should be able to scribe it. Yes.
Well, Mister, even if the sheet says that you can't, under saying you can, so.
I got you. I'll add it if it's not on my sheet. But the problem is, if it's not on my sheet, it's hard for me to add because I don't know what the.
If you just type in the instead of going through the drop down, if you just type in the word enhance and then click to a different drop down, it should have a pop up to say, "Do you mean this spell?" And it should just let you select it.
Oh, okay.
Mister, I can tell you how to enable it. Go to page 2. You know where will she usually say choose features?
Yeah,
Go to your wizard, follow
I
the
did that.
drop
I
down.
just did that. Yeah, I just did
Okay.
that. I just did that. Yeah. Add
Now it should
add
let you add it.
more spells. Yeah. Now it should show up. Yeah.
So am I selling this spell scroll or not?
It's a spell scroll of command. Do you want it?
Yeah. I don't. I have a spell. I have command in my spell list.
Then yeah, we can sell it. That's no problem.
Yeah, there it is. Enhance ability. Yeah.
This is just a leftover from Alvarez's inventory. So
Yeah, we can sell it. That's not difficult at all.
okay.
Wait,
How much is the sell price?
Half of the buy price.
Okay.
guys, we have an important thing we need to cover really quick.
Yes.
Underdark.
Mhm.
How are 3, 13, and 17 doing?
Our flubs.
Oh,
Oh,
I
shit.
completely forgot about those guys. Well, that depends. Where did you stash them?
I'm sure they would have just came with us.
They did, yeah. And no, they did come with you, yeah. Remember? And then they floated off like immediately. They're like, "Yeah, we're noping out of this," and they just floated off towards the mountains.
Oh yeah, when we got into the cold, they're like, "Okay, yeah, we're out of here. Thanks for the ride."
Yeah, basically, they're like, "Yep, that's great and all, but your adventurers were not toodles."
Dang, I was gonna see if we could have dropped them off in our fucking town.
That's all right. We'll find some more pets.
We have Jeffrey.
He's not really a pet though. He's
The
he's
flumps
quite
were
capable of
bad.
handling himself. I
That's true.
mean, they're intelligent, but they're kind of useless. They're a
So is a
pet.
commoner, but commoners aren't pets.
For now.
I
In
mean,
fact, technically, a flump is more useful than a commoner.
All right. So, are there any first level spells anybody wants, or second level spells anybody wants as a spell scroll?
Nope.
Okay, then I would like to leave commission for 2 sending scrolls to be delivered to the flower shop.
okay, they want payment up front.
Yeah, that's no problem.
All right, yeah, they'll deliver them. If you pay for both of them now, they have a couple people that can do it. So in a week, 2 scrolls will be delivered.
Okay, perfect. That's 1,000 each, you said?
Yep.
Okay, that's covered. And then I gotta do the math and all of this. Does anybody else want potions of healing for their inventory so I can track that? I don't care how many you want. They're 50 gold each. You can get
I
10 of them.
just
That's only
bought-
500 gold. Yep, you're
Just
good.
bought 10.
Yeah, you're good. No, I'm asking anybody else. Ipfan, how many potions of healing do you have?
4.
Okay. Put 10.
Oh shit, okay.
Like, don't add 10. Put a total of 10. You're getting 6 more.
Oh, okay.
And Hayes, how many? Do you know how many you have? Do you have Ujio sheet up? He doesn't know off the top of his head. Okay, we'll just assume 10, and if you have extras, we'll just put them in the party, the bag of holding. Lucina, how many pots of healing do you have? Gilbert?
Yep, I'm checking.
So 10 total healing potions, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I currently have 3.
All right, change it to 10. So 41 potions of healing. Okay, real quick math, but Under, you can start progressing the story. Getting on the ship and all.
Yeah, I mean, you guys load up the ship. There's no problems. You give the case to Captain Tillman, who thanks you for it. And yeah, you guys pull up undo the lines, and the Glorioso slips out of the port of Havia, following the coast north of the Wasageo Ocean. And that's where we'll call it for tonight. So you guys can work out your buying and such, but otherwise you guys have left the city of Havia behind.
Excellent. And then, I suppose we should discuss with the captain, in session real quick of our detour plans and see what his thoughts are on that.
Aye, there'd be nothing there, but if that's where you want to go, we can take you there. He doesn't seem thrilled by it, but, it's one of those things where it's like, it's not like it's a hard task, it's just a boring one.
Well, we'll sweeten the pot.